baby, I've been watching you for a while now, and I gotta admit that I got a little crush on you. And also there are some things that I must admit that I wanna do. I don't think you really know my name, but tonight that's about to change. Yeah, I have something for you to make sure you won't forget. No, no. Tell me, do you have an appetite? Tell me exactly what is on your mind. Any wish that you may have is my command. Yeah, yeah. I'ma give you what you want, daddy. I'ma give you what you need, daddy. I'm a freak, but in the streets I'm classy. We can do it slow, we can get nasty. So just tell me what you want, daddy. Anything that you need, just ask me. Any way that you want, you can have me. I'll be a naughty girl, you can be my daddy. Every time I see you, I fantasize about you and I. All the things I wanna do, touching you, caressing you. I ain't worried about getting sleep. I don't care if the neighbors hear me. Do you think you can handle me? What's to think about? Look at me, come to me. I'ma give you what you want, daddy. I'ma give you what you need, daddy. I'm a freak, but in the streets I'm classy. We can do it slow, we can get nasty. So just tell me what you want, daddy. Anything that you need, just ask me. Any way that you want, you can have me. I'll be a naughty girl, you can be my daddy. I know you didn't know what I had in store. Give it to you till you can't take anymore. I make you say my name and you will not forget. My plan is to have you addicted. I'ma give you what you want, daddy. I'ma give you what you need, daddy. I'm a freak, but in the streets I'm classy. We can do it slow, we can get nasty. So just tell me what you want, daddy. Anything that you need, just ask me. Any way that you want, you can have me. I'll be a naughty girl, you can be my daddy.
I can hear the demons call when they do what they do. And now I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through, I just gotta get through. Cause I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. Sometimes I feel like all is lost, but I know it's not true. I wanna put up all my walls cause I'm not in the mood, but then I cut myself off from the rest of the room. I know that time can heal it all if you're patient and soon. It can all be worth it, all the searching. Pain is never really permanent, but damn it hurts, man. I could feel all of the turbulence and it's concerning. I've been searching for a purpose, I hope it's worth it. This society is really trying me. Ain't no hide and seek, I hide to be far from anxiety. I need my space, I need my privacy. I need some silence, please, you're all too loud. You don't speak quietly, opinions violently thrown across every surface. It makes me nervous, is the world honestly burning? That's all I'm learning. Hope that we can make a turn and start reversing. All our minds and put the work in, we got some work, man. I started to do, gotta I can hear the demons call when they do what they do. And now I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through, I just gotta get through. Cause I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through. Gotta get through this, life is a nuisance, tie up some loose ends. I try to be human, find a solution, my evolution. A place like this, it didn't exist, we made it like this. So you can go pick the bad or the good, got a glass halfway. I know, it's easier to hide than just to lay low. Not everyone in life has got a halo. I'm standing in the red inside a payphone. Just wanna break, no, I'm not gonna give in. Take a last shot, Michael J. Win. No, I'm not a robot, I'm in my own skin. Never get lost when thoughts pull you in. I miss the old you, we died with a purpose. All the energy around me felt nervous, scared I would pop off fast to the surface. Had to cut it off before you made me worthless. Torn apart, I've been torn and scarred. I had a given art, but now I'm thinking smart. I'm keeping up my guard, I'm hiding every card. A royal flush of love, you never know what's hard. With a back to the mat, gonna see where I'm at. I'ma fight like I'm mad, I'm a beast of the net. They can never be me, nice try, but they'll see I achieve everything while they stay salty. I can hear the demons call when they do what they do. And now I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through, I just gotta get through. Cause I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through. But now, yeah, make all the demons quiet, yeah, we were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. What keeps you up at night, yeah, make all the demons quiet, yeah, we were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough, yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan, they know that we're calling it wrong. You got me like, oh yeah, I think that we've all had enough. They know that we're calling it wrong. Hey, it's too late to try to go contain it. A generation fueled by creation. We live lives on a small screen nation. We control the airwaves, no negotiation. I refuse to think we need saving. Something good will come from creation. And when we think that the world is too anxious, we'll adapt, evolve, survive, and save it. What keeps you up at night, yeah, make all the demons quiet, yeah, we were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. What keeps you up at night, yeah, make all the demons quiet, yeah, we were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough, yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan, they know that we're calling it wrong. You got me like, oh yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan, they know that we're calling it wrong. Hey.
had this other one, BossyEmpryss TV.
BossyEmpryss TV.
BossyEmpryss TV.
BossyEmpryss is it.
Men don't respect anything that they don't invest in.
Bossy, what's your OnlyFans going for, Bossy?
Does he meet the basics of what I want? Pursue, provide, and protect.
It is the male's instinct to provide and be able to protect and all of that good stuff if they want to be able to procreate. Okay, so I just want to talk about how there is a divide in the black community among the women in particular. Colorist men have turned me and other light-skinned women like me against our dark-skinned sisters.
Not on Bossy's content.
Hey baby, I've been watching you for a while now. I gotta admit that I got a little crush on you.
Hey, what's up, you guys? This is your girl. Who? BossyEmpryss. And on this channel, I talk about whatever I want. If you like my content, please come join us on the channel membership or join us on Patreon, where you get access to a community of like-minded women, courses, lessons, and much, much more. You can also support the platform by sharing the content, clicking the like button, the subscribe button, and bell button so that you're notified every time that I make a post or go live. If you'd like to contribute to the content on this channel, you can email me at BossyEmpryssTV@gmail.com. I would love to hear from you. It's always a fun and loving environment on this channel, so join the family. Please remember to always assume positive intent. Are you ready to go down the rabbit hole?
What's up, everybody? How you doing, gorgeous, beautiful goddesses? Listen, I am honored. Cynthia G is in the building. How you doing, gorgeous? And I got wisdom over feelings. Everybody, yes. Hey, Mara, what's up, sweet tea? Everybody, all the supporters, how y'all doing? Listen. Okay, so I was minding my business. Y'all know I'm on a little hiatus or whatever. Cynthia exposed the fake doctor for what he is. Child, it was good. It was really good. Calling a man a beautiful woman repeatedly. Child. Okay, so we're gonna get right into it. Okay, it's not gonna be a lot of bull crap going on. I'm gonna go ahead and just pull up the video. It was amazing. And it's funny because I'm glad that they finally got Umar and that was like the perfect matchup. Thank you, Cynthia. Whoever did this panel, they are genius. And hopefully there's no technical difficulties, y'all, because I was making sure that I had everything on point before we went live. So let us share the screen. Hold on. Let's see. Is there a war against black men? Yo, Cynthia, I feel like I should have been there too, because if I was there, I would have been like, I don't know how she does it, Cynthia. And I mean, first of all, why are we talking to black men? I just want to know, why are we talking to them? Because we know that they're not educated. We know that they, on average, read on a 4th grade reading level. What's up, Diamond Princess? Shout out. What's up? Yes, Cynthia, it was awesome. It really was. I really enjoyed everything that you said, Cynthia. I was gonna say, I was like, it was almost like we were reading each other's thoughts. He probably won't be on the panel with me. Child, I doubt it. He shouldn't have got on there with you in the first place, girl. But anywho, I'm gonna get ready to play the audio now. We're gonna go through the commentary together. And if you guys can let me know how the audio is sounding when I play it, because I was trying to make sure that I had it right when y'all when I was setting up. So here we go. How's the audio, y'all? Can you hear it?
Welcome to Business of Being Black with Tammy Mack. I am Tammy Mack. Now, during American slavery, many slave owners were terrified of their slaves' insurrection and retaliation by the enslaved was perceived as a constant threat. That threat, in their minds, was spearheaded by black men, whom they did their best to humiliate and emasculate as much as they could. When did that physical and psychological warfare against black men end? Or is there a war on black men to this day. The business of being black today is the war on black men, or not. Please welcome author and activist Hope Giselle. Hi, Hope.
Hey.
Doctor of Clinical Psychology, Dr. Umar Johnson.
Okay, y'all know I hate this fucking hairdo. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna, just because Cynthia G here, I'm not gonna stop. Why do these grown ass men got hair on top of their head like that? I'm sorry, but this hairdo is not for grown men. If you are in high school, like your senior year should be the last year, you have this Bart Simpson looking ass motherfucking hairstyle. I can't do it.
Umar.
Black power.
Radio personality and family advocate Dwan Brown is here. Hi, Dwan.
Hello.
And look at these dumpy, funny looking ass. I can't. Cynthia, you did amazing, yo.
Influencer and YouTuber Cynthia G is back with us.
My
Hi,
girl.
Cynthia G.
Hi, how are you guys doing? I'm glad to be here again. I'm ready to go.
Let's go then.
I picked that up real quick. Yeah, I picked up that she was trans. Why do you keep having these trans people? I mean, it's not a problem, but it's like, anyway, let's keep going. Stop it. Black men nowhere has
do exactly what you tell me to do, and that would be go. Now, this question may seem rather odd and unusual for the title of this show alone in terms of is there a war against black men? But the question is always asked here on the business of being black because, well, it is the business of being black. So why should black people care if there is a war on black men or not? Cynthia, you kick it off.
So I first want to say there is a war on black men by other black men. And for that reason, I do think that we should care. I think that the perception of who's going to war against black men is going to determine where our energy is directed. And I think it's counterproductive to focus on the group of men who are terrorizing the black community simply because they're being bullied. There's no war against them by other people. They're being bullied by other groups of men. So that's why we should care.
Dewan, why?
We should care about them being bullied, Cynthia? Cynthia, come on now. I don't think we should care about them being bullied because black men, they're bullies. And so it's like, black men don't even really care that they're being bullied. They just want to be able to bully everybody else. They don't really... I'm going to just go ahead. Anyway, yeah, Sweet Tea. I see you with the Eagles flying.
Black Americans, if there's a war out on your kind, being black men.
We should care because black men are the breadwinners of our society.
No, they're not. Oh, he lied. Why he lied? Child, he lied. Talking about we're all the breadwinners of the society. Child, 80% of black children live in a single parent household. I don't know how much of us is on welfare, but I need to look at those statistics.
Especially over the last 50 years, is the jobs that black men specifically take have been taken away to other countries or put back into prison.
They don't want to work. All they want to do is slang. Nope. Pump and dump. I mean, they don't want to do right.
Just said happens when black men fight each other. That happens when the economy is destabilized.
And then this mush mouth, he can't even talk. Like, why they always got these dummies on here who can't articulate properly? Like, why can't they articulate? What's up, feisty goddess? I see you, gorgeous. What's up, Mara Boo?
Through destabilizing the foundation of black men's income to ability to earn income. So that's where the war on black is right now.
Hope, why should black people care?
We should care simply because when black men are not happy, black women can't thrive. And in the black household...
Wrong. Black women are still thriving. We're doing better than black men right now. So this is why I don't like certain types of people being part of our conversation. You feel me?
Families to flourish. I think that as long as black men feel attacked, they're always going to turn that back where they feel they have the most power and honestly say so, which is the black family. Oftentimes that energy that we pour into who is doing what to other people is then neglected within our own black men, and then they cannot thrive as fathers, as nurturers, as caretakers, as heads of the household. But they can only do that if we acknowledge that there's a problem outside of us.
Dr. Umar, you, my sir, are a black man. Why should I care about a war?
Do you see how crusty he came on here looking, y'all? This nigga came up here looking really like the King Kong of Kong. He really did look like King Kong sitting up there too, child.
Being waged against you.
If you care about the destiny
of black men. When you look at most of the pathology in the black community today, from black on black crime to single female headed households to poor
Single
academic
female.
outcomes to unemployment, much of that is due to the war against black men. So if we want to survive and thrive as a black family and as a black community, we have to implement solutions for black men.
So Cynthia G, so everything that you just listed, Cynthia would suggest that that is
What is going on? Why is it? Hold on, ran it back.
the fault of the black man on his own.
And I would disagree with that. All of the problems that black men have were introduced by the white power structure. We do not control the school system. We do not control the criminal justice system. We do not control now.
And why is it that supremacy, but also getting her information from
by the like structure. The last
it. This feed is kicking up. Staticky Bossy. Okay. Child, I don't know how Cynthia even sat there this whole time. Let me try to get closer to my Wi-Fi. Do they not realize that they sound ridiculous saying another man is oppressing them? I don't think that they care. I think I'm gonna try to get this internet to clear up. All right, can y'all hear me? All right, if it messes up again, we just gonna keep on rocking. I hope it doesn't though, but we should be straight. All right, allow. Let's get back to Umar.
Boys too, is up to them. Whether black men just choose to educate themselves so that they're qualified for positions that will give them the income they need to support their families, that is on black men. Nobody's forcing black men to walk away from their children. Nobody's forcing black men to murder black women every 5.5 hours. Nobody's forcing black men to abandon their children, publicly display how they don't like or care about their children. No one's forcing black men to do anything. And I think it's a great disservice to pretend that someone is forcing black men to do things rather than to put the accountability where it needs to be, which is black men. If they have an issue with the system, they should have addressed it a long time ago. You don't get to complain that you don't have any power in a system that you didn't fight to have power in. You fought for assimilation. You did not fight for equality. That is on you. I think we're making excuses at this point.
Ooh, shout out to Charzay. What's up? Shout out to all the channel members. Look, listen. I'm giving my little commentary, but Cynthia say everything. I've been watching her content so long. I'm like, she said everything that I would have said. And oh my God, Cynthia, she always just on point. I can't wait for Umar to get mad.
And I would like to say to
Go ahead, Dr. Umar.
briefly that Lyndon Baines Johnson had commissioned a Kerner Commission in 1967-68 to investigate the causes of the 1967 Red Hot Summer. As you know, there were more race riots across America in 1967 than any other year since 1919, led by Newark, New Jersey, and Detroit, Michigan. The Kerner Commission were experts in criminology, sociology, education, politics, and etc. They produced a book that is, I believe, at least 500 pages that details the reasons why those riots took place. And according to the president's own commission, the problems that exist in the Black community were created by the white power structure, maintained by the white power structure, and enforced by the white power structure. So Cynthia G's position is totally inaccurate and has been refuted by expert testimony coming from the Kerner Commission itself. And I would also say, good sister, that Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated. One of the reasons Dr. King was murdered is because the Kerner Commission was released, which would have gave Dr. King all the ammunition he needed to lead his breadbasket campaign. Even the white power structure admits that the problems Black men face were introduced by the white power structure.
And to go on top of that, to bring further evidence that Dr. Umar, what he's saying is right.
Why are men talking?
1967 in South Central LA, there was one murder. Look it up. There was one murder in South Central LA in about an 18-month period between 1967 and 1968. Why?
I'm sorry, but every time I see this nigga, he looked hungry or something. Like, this nigga look hungry. He looked like he needs something to eat. I don't know what's going on. I don't want to look at him.
Because there was adequate resources. UCLA was bringing Black people in for free when it came down to it. When it came down to it, jobs were plentiful. When Black people were adequately resourced, you didn't see Black men killing each other. So when we talk about, this thing that's going on, it's not that anyone is forcing Black men to kill each other. That's not what nobody's saying. There's a cause and effect relationship between everything. And we're talking about having a full cause and effect, full on viewpoint of what's going on. What's the cause? What's the effect? When you live in a violent society that murdered its way to make the country and goes around the world enforcing murder, what's going to happen in that country is similar to what's going to happen outside the country. So we got to look at that. And when we talk about Black men killing each other, it's just a handful at the end of the day.
Really?
When Black
okay, it's just a handful. Okay, so when I'm doing, because I literally, it's so depressing, y'all. When I do my content, y'all know I do stories on this channel. I do content about Black men killing each other, usually Black femicide. I'm always doing news. If I did a morning show of all the news of Black on Black crime, not just Black men on Black men, but especially Black men on Black women, because there's a lot of that, y'all would be, it's depressing. I can't do that kind of, it's too much going on. And I'm tired of everybody trying to downplay how terrible these demonic degenerates are. And then the sad thing about it is, when you just shrug off this type of behavior and the terrible things that are happening in the Black community, now it's like there is no problem, and how are we going to get anything fixed? This is why the divestment community came about. This is why everything is going the way that it is going right now in the Black community, because Black men refuse to take accountability. Why are Black men allergic to accountability? Why can't they have a progressive conversation when we're actually getting somewhere? Because as much as Umar and Dwayne have been talking, and Dweeb have been talking, they haven't made a point yet. They're saying the same stuff over and over again and complaining about the problem. But where are the solutions, Black men? Where are they? We can't look to Black men for anything but excuses.
99.9% of the time, the interactions are positive or neutral.
When?
You don't have an argument for the system, because the whole system isn't doing anything to you. It's just a handful of people, right? But I wish we could get out the 1960s and jump into 2022. I feel like this is also another way for Black men to gaslight, because they know they have done absolutely nothing. Even if you are complaining about the system and the Kerner Commission and all of these policies, you failed to do anything about them. It is your failure to address the issue as men that have these problems going on. You can say it's only a handful of black men killing other black men, but the reality of it is you don't have the same energy when you're talking about police shootings of black men. Then you act like the entire police department, every last one in every single state, is doing something to you. But now when it comes to black men terrorizing the community,
For every one officer that has killed a black man, for black men, there's at least a black man that has killed 10 other black men. You feel me? For everybody that the police officers get, it's at least, I'd say 10. Then that's keeping it conservative. It's 10 more bodies that a black man done put on each other. You feel me? So I'm just gonna need them to shut up. These black men, just shut up. And Cynthia is always doing an amazing job.
Making the community unsafe, killing black men, women, and children. Now you want to go to, oh, it's only a few of them. Be that as it may, the bottom line is the issues black men are inflicting on the community are issues that we should be focusing on.
I want to get Hope in on this real quick. Hope?
I mean, the fact of the lack of elevation and evolution that we see in these arguments are
right.
my biggest issue.
Right.
Once again, we're back in the 1960s when we should be having, like Sin just said, a current conversation. Currently, black men are not being held at the fire and said that if you don't provide this, or if you don't show up in this way, we're going to do X, Y, and Z to your family. Y'all just are not showing up.
Real fast, I wanted to say wisdom over feelings. The reason that they can't even protect their own communities is, first off, they don't see any value in the women or children in those communities. So why would they protect them? Also, black men see the black community as a lick, a come up. They don't care about us. They're selfish. They come to take. And then as soon as they get on, what do? They leave and assimilate and become and want to be like the white man, want to become like massa. Okay, so I just don't really care, but I hear you. I'm not surprised. If you think about the pathology of black men, you should not at all be surprised that they don't protect the community. Why would they?
And then when you're asked to be held accountable to these things, you say things like, well, back at this time, and when we tried to do this back in a couple of years ago, half of y'all weren't even around when those things were, put into action. And then when you about them, instead of bringing them back to the forefront to see if they would work for you in this day and age, you just talk about what didn't work on the back end of things.
Right. I'm so tired of black men.
I find it a lot easier to gaslight us into believing that we're the problem, so that you can have more time to figure out what the solution is. But that's not the solution anymore.
Right.
When you figured out that doesn't work, and you trying to buy time in this is not going to help anybody, and especially not the black communities that you say that you love.
Before we go to break, hold that thought, Duan. Before we go to break, I do want to take up for my black brothers here.
Oh my
the
God.
CDC reports that black men show up to their families more than any other race.
Oh my God. Why? See, I'm done. Cynthia, why? I'm so glad I'm not on this show, because I would have said, Tammy, don't do that. Don't do that, Tammy. Don't do that. That's what you're not going to do, Tammy. Don't do that. That's what you're not going to do. I just want to say that the CDC says that they're the most active father. Oh my God. She been watching Black Manosphere, I'm pretty sure. Who she been watching? She been watching one of these dusty nignogs on one of these channels that got one of these fucking microphones that they need to stop. If they see black men buying microphones anywhere in a store, they better be like, oh, we're not allowed to sell these or something, because this is ridiculous.
Taking their children to school. Black men are playing sports and doing
that's not even what the study said. It says when they are there, they're more active. They didn't say that they are more active and they're there more often. They said that when they are there, usually they're very present. But I mean, if you think about it logically, statistically, if a black man, if you think about the way that we socialize black men, right? And we socialize them to more often than not be absent fathers, right? Because we don't socialize black men to be providers, protectors, problem solvers for the community. Okay, that's not what we do. If you think about it, why? I mean, I don't know, man. I just don't understand why you would think highly of black men. Like, and if they were going to be there, of course, the ones that do make it out, they had the tenacity, they had the personality, they had whatever it is, the endurance to get out of or they were already raised in a good family. So to me, the odds just mean that those men just really have good character. So I just don't understand why they try to misread
So they misquote the study, first of all. Hold on. And then where's the I gotta switch the microphone again. I'm about to get a new microphone, y'all. I can't do this no more. But anywho, let's get back to the video. But I'm just tired of them misquoting stuff. All right, let me see. Share screen. By the way, make sure y'all hit the like button, okay? Please. And thank you. All right.
Side extracurricular activities with their children more than white men, more than Asian Americans, more than any other ethnicity in this country. But we'll continue to talk about the war being waged against Black men when we return on Business of Being Black with Tammy Mack on Fox Soul. We'll be back. Welcome back to Business of Being Black with Tammy Mack. I am Tammy Mack.
Tammy is a mammy and she gets on my nerves.
Are Black men? Is there a war being waged against Black men? First of all, I want to see where you all stand just by a yes or no. Dr. Umar, is there? Yes or no?
Absolutely, yes.
Hope, is there?
No.
Dwan?
Absolutely, yes.
Cynthia G, where are you on this?
The only war
is Cynthia getting death threats? Because y'all know I don't be on YouTube like that no more. They better not be threatening my girl like that. She didn't. First off, why would they? First of all, if Cynthia isn't getting death threats every 3 months, then something's wrong. She's not doing something right. Cynthia's always getting death threats. Every 3 months, it's a nigga on Cynthia's head. Okay. All right. Anyway, Cynthia, you got to stop making them mad. Okay.
is the war that Black men are waging against the Black community.
So is that a yes or no?
Yes, there is.
Dewan, if there is a war waging against Black men, do Black men have allies?
No. The only allies we have is our other, well, I would say we don't have any allies as far as any other races, no. The only allies we have are Black women who are on code with Black men.
Because I was about to be real mad.
Because Tammy's mammy and ass is on fucking code right there. Because how was your birthday? And how was your birthday? Oh my God. See, I was going to say that she'd be saying that because she worked for Fox and she got to, like, you know, be a peacemaker or whatever, or kiss ass. I don't know. But I feel like I don't like Tammy. They need to fire her, hire somebody like Cynthia.
To be real mad. I'm about to go ham.
No. Because it's a lot of Black women who are on code. I know I'm married to one. You know, I've been with the same woman for 20 years.
Does being on... See, I guess being on code means allowing Black men to escape accountability. I think that's what being on code means to them. Like, oh, being on code means allowing them to get away with degenerate behavior? Is that what that means?
So I can preach, I can walk what I preach when it comes down to this. We do have allies, and the allies, the ally is the Black man, woman, and child. With this whole fight between Black men and Black women, it's like the women forgot about the kids. It's like this is whole war going on, and it's like the kids be there. You have people like Dr.
You jumped on me there, Dewan. You jumped on me. I don't even know how we got to the kids.
No, because we're all one. Black man, woman, and child.
Are you talking about the kids that Black men abandon and publicly talk about how they don't want those children?
I can't speak for your life, but although my father's always been there for me, my wife's father's always been there for her. I'm there for my wife. My grandparents are there. I have married.
That's one family though, bro. They always want personal.
It's very well documented.
I was talking. When it comes down to it, there are some men that leave, and we're going to talk about the men that leave. Let's talk about a lot of men that leave because of how they were pushed out by people who were going around trying to get government benefits. Let's talk about that. If he's not there, let's talk about all these single family households that are there because somebody wanted a baby so they can get a check one day and didn't give a damn about who she had.
Now see, this is why, and I'm gonna let him. I'm gonna finish playing what he's saying, but I wanted to say this before the thought leaves my mind. When men say that welfare can replace them, do they realize that they're saying that they're lazy asses who can't fucking outperform food stamps? Which I think food stamps don't even, honestly, ask a woman with one child how much food stamps you get, and ask how much every woman that gets pregnant first off ain't getting on Section 8. But why can't you outperform a 1-bedroom apartment and some food stamps and an electric? They help you, I think, on energy assistance too. Why are Black men so useless that they can't provide that much? Because trust me, it's really not that hard. But it's a fallacy in the first place. It's not even true. They're being facetious and bullshitting anyway. But Even let's say let's say that you can't be with a man, be in a relationship with a man and be on welfare and get all this assistance and stuff. Let's just say hypothetically you can't. Why don't black men get up and be providers and conquer and not, because it's a lot of black men who want these women to have these children so that they can go lay up with them while these women are on Section 8 getting food stamps and all that stuff. So my thing is, why can't black men outperform the welfare system? Since the women rely on it so much, why don't they provide so much resources that black women could just not be like, what? These men, I don't need that. These men treating us well. Okay, we got a nice ass house. Like, why can't black men just outperform the system? They can't. They're lazy.
Yeah,
they want handouts.
80% of the women having sex with the same 20% of men.
I'm so tired of these
in that
niggas
same
talking.
loophole, you gotta look in the mirror.
Well, I don't know, Dewan.
Where do they get that statistics from? Where they all these women are sleeping with the same men? They so stupid. I hate hearing them talk. I really can't stand them. Yes, kids, they abandon. Yeah, they abandon all them kids. Yeah, they can't. Right? It's not even be right. Tops, sweet tea. So if a man can't make 12, because a woman could come stay with you. If a man could pay his own rent and bills, and say he's single, a woman could go stay with you. So I'm just trying to figure out why they think women is balling on cash assistance but welfare is not. These women ain't living in luxury, and you can't outperform that, sir. You are a low achiever, and broke niggas don't deserve no pussy. I know that's right. Okay, y'all don't deserve none. Y'all shouldn't even be thinking about women. Y'all shouldn't be worried about a family, but you need to be worried about a job, a 401k, a credit score. Okay, starting a business, generational wealth. They don't need to even be worried about women.
I mean, your points are well taken. I'm just confused on how we go from a war against black men to women having babies by different men. It's not adding up here. Dr. Umar, help me make the math.
Because they don't like accountability. They can't take the accountability. They got to start looking at other directions, because they're allergic to accountability. They got to say, well, the women, they got to deflect. Well, the women, okay, well, anyway, we were talking about y'all, but they can't take the heat, so they got to stay up out the kitchen. Let's continue listening to Umar, what he got to say.
One, we have to make sure that we conduct a systems analysis and an institutional assessment. Communities are made up of institutions or the lack thereof. Communities are governed by systems or the lack thereof. Let us be very clear about something. This fratricide, this black on black crime that so many of our brothers are engaging in, let us remember, Irish did the same thing. Italians did the same thing. European Jews did the same thing. And in the 1930s and 1940s, the United States government decided to upgrade them to white status, and in so doing gave the Italians control of the fire departments in the black community, gave the Irish control of the police departments in the black community, and gave the European Jewish immigrants control of the civil service municipal jobs that they still control in many cities today. The point that I'm making, Tammy, is that America gave Southern European immigrants an economic stimulus package. Before they gave that economic stimulus package to Jews, Irish, and Italians, they were doing the exact same thing black men are doing today, selling drugs, breaking the law, running in gangs, killing one another. But the government intervened and aided them. The reason black male pathology is still going on 30, 40, 50 years later is there has been no resolution, there have been no solutions, and there have been no governmental intervention. With that being said, I'm not waiting on the government to solve the problems of black men. We as black men have to unite, come together, and solve our own problems. Just because we can admit that the government introduced pathology into the black community, we can still take full responsibility for ending it ourselves.
Hope, I see you nodding.
Yes, because I feel like when you can name all of these things so eloquently and so beautifully, and yet y'all still fail at being able to do these things after years and years and years and years and years of trying, where do we find a new solution? Because if you can't talk to each other, if the old men are scared of these new boys because they're a lot wilder than y'all were, because they're a lot more buck than y'all were.
These niggas have been degenerate since the plantation. I don't know what she talking. What is Hope talking about? See, I can't. I'm not gonna say anything. I'm gonna just keep going.
What ends up happening is I see that a lot of y'all see these young boys, and instead of addressing them, y'all are afraid of them, and so you walk away and say, well, that's their generation's problem. And it can't just be that generation's problem. Like Sin has been continuously saying, if I have to just answer the question with a yes or no, my answer is no, because the war that we're fighting for Black men is the one that Black men are fighting within themselves. Is it about adjacency to whiteness? Is it about being able to assimilate to that white hand? Or is it really about the freedom of Black men and the Black family and the Black community?
I like that question a lot, Hope. I want to hang on to that question. Duan, if there is a war against Black men, what exactly is the war?
The war is to disenfranchise Black men economically, because when you destabilize this economic,
I mean, but they don't need any help to do that. Like, I don't know. Let me listen to the nigga. I can't stand his stupid fucking face, yo. Ugh.
everything else is going to fall. We can take this back to Maslow's hierarchy of needs, which Maslow didn't come up with, but that's who gets credit for it. When you
This nigga loved to mumble. He loved to fucking mumble and go off on a fucking tangent when he don't know what the fuck he talking about. Damn. And he was stupid. Why are they always got these stupid face motherfuckers on social media like this? Mush mouth, stupid face ass motherfucker.
clothing and shelter, everything on top.
They can't have me on Fox Soul. I'm be cussing too much.
Science. And what I'm hearing right now is people that are saying, ignore the science, ignore what's been proven for
What's up, Miss Dark and Lovely?
And let's just focus on these Black men. I don't care that everyone else has done it when they were in the same economic situation. I don't care the fact that Black men don't do this when they're sort of stable. Let's ignore all of that stuff and let's just go back to what Black men need to be doing.
Well, they don't feel like they need to be doing anything. They don't even feel like they need to be raising their own children or getting jobs. Like, and let's just talk about, well, they need to be doing a lot. You look gorgeous in that picture, by the way, beautiful. Oh my gosh. You look gorgeous. Stunning, goddess, stunning.
Everything else is going to crumble. And with that being done, it's still only a few of us crumbling. It's a whole lot of us winning too.
I agree with that. I want to go ahead, Hope.
I was going to say, but it's at the expense of the Black families that y'all claim to care so much about. I think that what we fail to realize is that when the Black men who do have that platform that are not doing those things get on, the last thing that they're thinking about is the Black adjacency to their family. They want to assimilate to whatever whiteness, whatever white male privilege they can get.
I know that's right.
And that's a large part of the problem. We see this happen when we look at social media, and we're seeing Black men publicly proclaim the idea of loving on everything but.
I don't know how it's funny because somebody earlier when I first started the stream said I didn't know that this was a trans person. First off, I knew right away. You can tell by their pathology. And their talking points, because I pay attention to a lot of things because I'm a content creator. So I have to be kind of aware of what is and isn't politically correct, talking points of certain communities. And I'm a thinker. I'm a person that loves to think about things. So when Hope started talking, I knew within the first 5 minutes of this video that she was trans. And I don't even think they had said that yet. But I want to say at some point, but their pathology is very warped, and you can kind of tell when you listen to them for a little while because they don't be making sense.
Black women wanting to have children because their eyes and their hair are going to be looser and more exotic looking.
A lot of their stuff sounds regurgitated as if they read it somewhere because it's not from first-hand experience because they're not real women.
See that as much in the influx of Black women as you do in Black men. So when y'all do get on, then it should be the responsibility of y'all if y'all really care about this.
And no disrespect, but you're not a woman. She's not a woman. So why is she? I just don't like that non-women are speaking on behalf of women as if it's the same thing because it's not.
Those Black families didn't show.
Dr. Umar, you welcomed us to the show by saying Black power. Black power. Okay. Is there some truth to the assimilation that Black men want or perceive to want when it comes to this war being waged against you?
Well, there's definitely some truth to it, but I think that truth is also evident.
We're getting there.
Black women, Black men.
We're getting there. Sensible. Yeah, we're getting there. They're gonna ask him where his school is in a second.
Many of them may choose to want a white woman, but many Black women choose to look like white women. So we have to look at ourselves and we have to recognize that the pathology is not more of one gender than the other. That's the issue I have with conversations that seek to see who is more at fault, the black man or the black woman. It's not about who's more at fault. We rise together or we will perish together. The black man cannot survive without his woman, and the black woman cannot survive without her man. And the issue that I take with my two sisters' narrative is I hear a lot of criticism, I hear a lot of condemnation, but I don't hear any empowerment. I don't hear any solutions coming from either one of them. It appears as if that there is a hatred towards black men by those sisters. Even when they said, why are we going back to 1960? Let's go to 2022. That is so immature and irresponsible of a statement. As a psychologist, when a client comes into my office, the first thing I perform is a history on their depression, a history on their suicide, a history on their anxiety. When you go see the medical doctor, he performs a history. When you go buy a home, they perform a history. When you go purchase an automobile, they perform a history on that automobile. But when we talk about the problems that affect black males, we're supposed to look at it in a vacuum. We're not supposed to put it in a historical context. And with that being said, the language and the narrative that's coming out of the mouth of these two beautiful black women is one that I think the white power structure would endorse, because it totally absolves them of any responsibility for the hell black men catch in this country.
Cynthia G, you did say, why are we going all the way back to 1960? There is some truth to history when it comes to evaluating anything or anyone. So what do you say to that? Hold that thought, because I only got about 30 seconds here, so I don't want you to get into it, because I know you're going to get into it good, sis, and then have to come right back out of it, you understand? So just make sure you understand the question at hand, which is about a person's history, in this particular case, black men's history in America, and why it doesn't matter when it comes to the war being waged against them. We'll talk about that and more when we return on The Business of Being Black with Tammy Mack on Fox Soul. Oh, we'll be back. Welcome back to Business of Being Black with Tammy Mack. I am Tammy Mack, and the business of being black today is black men. Is there a war being waged against them? We left off with Dr. Umar talking about how history matters when it comes to the contextual matters of black men having wars waged against them, a war waged against them. So Cynthia G, what do you say to historical context?
I say we should go to the historical context, because what I have not heard from Dr. Umar Johnson, or I think his name is Dwayne, is what I have not heard as they're mentioning all of the things that was done to them. I haven't heard what you
The other nigga's name, the one that lied about his half-white Sharon, his name was Dwight. What is this DW thing going on?
Response to it. So I would like, what did you do in response in history, other than go to the Supreme Court and petition to have access to the men's women that you're complaining and accusing of disenfranchising you? See, because in the 1960s, what black men were really doing, and it's been documented, many civil rights leaders have admitted to it, what black men were doing is chasing the white man's woman, trying to so-called stick it to him by way of going to their women. What you should have been doing is trying to get liberation for yourself. Yes. What you should have been trying to do is get that foot off your neck. But see, the foot is not on your neck. And the only time you recognize being on your neck is when you want to get away with doing something that you think white men are getting away with doing. Because let's just be real. Whenever we hear about this,
Lord, Cynthia, don't do it.
Usually being brought up when there's a black man like R. Kelly, Bill Cosby, we see Trey Songz going through it, Ari Spears, when they engage in some degeneracy, and then they're getting a consequence for it. And black men think that because they perceive white men to be getting away with crimes, they want to be able to get away with crime. The reality is, Dr. Umar can sit up here and list all the different ways that the system is disenfranchising black men and black men in a victim vote. But the reality is, what he cannot tell you is what black men did in response to it, because they did nothing. They laid down and they nested under of their non-black preferences, and only to complain that whenever they commit a crime, they're not getting off like they did.
So let's find out.
Umar, okay. Oh my God, look at his face. Oh, he's not happy. He's not happy. Cynthia, why'd you do it? You triggered him. You could just, oh my God, this is where they fucking lose their shit, yo. Okay. Okay, let's play it now. Let's play.
Black men done?
Well, number one, again, I think that it is such a shame coming from a psychological perspective that we seek to heal our wounds as a people by relying on unprofessional testimony by individuals who have a vendetta against the opposite gender.
Oh my
in the
God.
community. When you hear Sister Cynthia speak, you can hear a hurt and a pain. And
Who hurt you, Cynthia? Who hurt you? See, after she says all that, this is why I don't like talking to nakers. Because after Cynthia so eloquently just did, put it down, drilled so eloquently, did you lube him up first? I think she lubed him up first. This nigga says, who hurt you? This is why I don't like talking to them. Who hurt you?
hatred towards Black men. We cannot find an effective solution to Black male-female relationship issues or the oppression of Black men or Black women when the people at the table having the conversation have
Cynthia G hurt him. Okay, we know who hurt him. Sweet Tea. Cynthia G hurt him. Okay. Look at him frowning. He frowning right now. Look at it. That's a frown.
Pathological interest in the conversation that are not.
Umar, the question wasn't about my emotional state. The question was, what did Black men do in response to their disenfranchisement? Yeah, because you're trying to pathologize my emotional state. I'm a psychologist too. But what you're not doing is telling us what Black men did.
I believe he'll get there, Dr. Umar. Dr. Umar.
And I'll end it quickly, Sister Tammy. According to Mrs. Cynthia G., Dr. King was assassinated because he was doing nothing. Malcolm X was assassinated because he was doing nothing. Medgar Evers was assassinated because he was doing nothing. Fred Hampton was assassinated because he was doing nothing. That narrative that Black men have done nothing to fight back against systemic oppression, not only against ourselves, but against our women, our children, our elders, and our community is absolutely ridiculous. The cemetery is filled with Black men, names we know and names we don't know, who gave their life for the freedom, liberation, and emancipation of African people. How can you disrespect the history of so many Black men, past and present, who continue to fight? I'm sitting in a school right now that we built with all Black money, 4 buildings that we're going to.
Can he show that? I would have been like, where is this? Show us. Walk around that school. He'd be lying his ass off.
Black men, and it's not easy to solve our problems because there's always Black people in your very same community who's fighting against what you're trying to do to help it. But in addition to that, the white power structure is always waving its wand of oppression to try to sabotage anything we do. I think that the analysis of our women is too overly simplistic, and in being such, it is dishonest.
They've done so much. You've only listed names and not accomplishments, though.
See, I wish that Tammy wasn't even there. I just want to hear Umar get drilled by Cynthia over and over again, because I mean, I would have said that didn't have a discourse, but I mean, it wouldn't even, like, he just get drilled the whole time. Like, Umar doesn't match the intelligence of Cynthia G. He's too emotional. He's gonna deflect, and he's going to escape holding Black men accountable. So he's really not problem solving for the Black community either. Right. Well, he's being very emotional. Very emotional. He's Cynthia, and see, that's the thing. It's like the more control you show these, look at the women, like, so much control. The more control you show, the more emotional they get. And then if you point out how emotional they are, it's like dealing with a child when you deal with Black men, because our community has coddled them. Like Cynthia G says, we have a Black male worshiping culture. It's true. And Black men, their behavior shows that.
Some accomplishments. Okay, when it comes down to it,
I can do some accomplishments. When he said I can do some accomplishments, I knew that Umar was probably thinking, yo, bro, don't list the accomplishment, bro. Abort mission, abort. That's how I felt. That's what I was saying when I heard this dumbass, stupid, mush mouth ass motherfucker say he had some fucking, man, let's play this shit. He's gonna sound so stupid, dummy.
We turned around and we've gotten
we
we're still in Femininity, we still open up businesses. Here in LA, you got black businesses all around town. Just that when we open these businesses up, you have a city that these black businesses suddenly catch on fire. You have issues when it comes down to what's going on right now with one of my cousins, and he's a baby-in-law who's built plenty properties here in LA, managing it. But because there was some gang activity down the street,
and it was
the nuisance abatement is about to get all of his properties taken. So when black men do build things, and we build things on an individual basis, you're not going to see an NBC special about what the great black
Okay,
man.
but they don't individually be selling drugs and ruining neighborhoods, right? And doing all these drive-bys and shit. This nigga sound dumb as hell. I'm sorry, he sounds stupid as fuck. I don't care. He's stupid.
And built when Irv Gotti, Suge Knight, and J. Prince tried to put together a distribution, they all got charges the next week. So it's not like
because they were criminals.
Things,
if they weren't doing anything criminal, then I just see this is why did he have to talk?
This ends up seeming to happening, and in spite of that,
you were supposed to plead I know Umar is like, you were supposed to plead the fifth, bruh. You wasn't supposed to say shit, bruh. Now we super down bad.
Black business male ownership that's gone up in the last 60 years since the coronavirus. We still doing it. I personally got 3 businesses, so I don't know what you're talking about. I employ young black men. I've helped thousands of black children here in South Central LA. So all this black men ain't doing nothing. Where are you kicking it at?
So how are you? So how are black men creating all these businesses?
Hold that thought. I want to get hope in here real quick, Dr. Umar. I want to get hope in here because Dr. Umar listed a plethora of black men that we know, and I'm assuming he listed the ones that we know so that we can identify and all agree that these black men have done something in terms of the fight for equality in America. How do you feel about those men that he listed, Hope? Have they done anything for the black community or not?
Most certainly, I would be ignorant to say that they haven't, right? But I think that what we're failing to realize is that when we have this conversation about what black men have done, the consequences are usually because of white supremacy and the gaze of white folks on us are that the black men are then taken away and the black women have to then sustain those things. To say that black women are unappreciative of that, it would be, I think that is the dishonesty. Right? The way that women show up for the black community and the black families, regardless of how we feel about the black men that we might be interacting with or the black men that are doing bad things, while still staying here to cultivate the black men who are, is, I mean, to overlook that to me is just dishonest. The idea that a lot of you all were raised by grandma them and auntie them and all of these amazing black women that are in community and share space with you and share space with your children, that's being looked over. But also, this isn't, Dr. Umar, you're right. I don't agree with a lot of the stuff that you said, but you're absolutely right. It's not about the idea of who's doing it, the pissing match of the oppression Olympics amongst black people, but it's really about working together. The problem is, what I find in working together is that the black man wants to lead, whether he's acquired the gumption and the knowledge to be able to do so appropriately and effectively or not.
That's true. And it's like that. See, that's why they don't want educated, capable black women. That's why they always talking about, oh, well, you need to submit to me, you know? They just want to lead, whether they're leading you straight to hell or not. Like, the bar is in hell for black men, and they want to be able to lead you to damnation, and you just sit there and smile about it and just accept it. And that's what's wrong with black men. They know they don't mean no good for you, but they want you to submit. That is insanity.
The thing about it is, when you're working together, we are a team. You get to lead this portion because you're better at it. I get to lead that portion because I'm better at it. And then we come to a common ground for both of us to succeed. But a lot of the times when we're talking about these succession plans and we're making all of these advocacy movements in order to progress the black family, the black man says, listen to me or fail. Right? As if black women have nothing to contribute to that. And I think that that's where the problem is. That's where the discourse needs to happen, is how do we work together so that black men understand that we are meant to work side by side and not with me following you with my head down and saying, yes, that's our master. Because that is me being subservient to you in a way that I might not want to do, especially considering if you do not have the credentials, the know-how, the wherewithal, or the lived experiences to lead me in a way that I might be better suited to do in this part of our journey. And
Dr. Umar.
Well, first of all,
yeah, black men don't never they that's why they're so fixated with submission. But it's weird to me. They don't want to lead us anywhere. They don't got a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of, but they want to lead us places.
well, I do not endorse any kind of a second-class citizenship role for black women. I believe black.
Of course you don't. They gave you all your money for your invisible school.
I'm not sure who the queen is referring to because I am not a misogynist and I do not support that type of narrative that said the black woman's position is only to have children and to prepare food. But at the same time, I think black women have to look at themselves because although white supremacy has been the greatest enemy of the progress of black men, you would also have to argue that black women have probably been the greatest accomplice to supporting the white power structure in their destruction of black males, i.e. the conversation we're having right now, where two intelligent black women have yet to indict white supremacy for the role that they play in the destabilization of the lives of black men.
So when we come back, we'll find out if the two beautiful sisters who are on the panel will indict white supremacy when we return on The Business of Being Black with Tammy Mack on Fox Soul. Welcome back to Business of Being Black with Tammy Mack. I am Tammy Mack, and the business of being black today is black men. Has there been a war waged against our brothers? Well, please welcome author and activist Hope Chisel.
Yeah, among each other.
Doctor of Clinical Psychology, Dr. Umar Johnson. Radio personality and family advocate, Dewan Brown. Influencer and YouTuber, Cynthia G. Well, thank you all for this conversation.
I love that lipstick on
do
her.
Do black men in America face
Perfect red.
more obstacles than black men in other countries? We're going to talk at first. I want to know, is white supremacy responsible for any of the black man's plight at all?
Most definitely. Like, let's not play coy here. We understand the role that white supremacy has played. But I think that over time, as we learn the tricks of white supremacy, right, we learn to do better to defeat it. And I find that, especially as black men, a lot of the time when we're talking about this war on black men, we fail to realize that black women are underneath the same scrutinies. Maybe not in the same way and maybe not for the same reasons, but y'all are not going through this alone. And so when you talk about the ways in which black women have learned to take, what we're given and turn it into glitter and throw it up and make black girl magic, we wonder why those things are not happening for black men in the same way. And it's largely because I think that complacency happens. A lot of black men, not all, are complacent with the idea of being saved by everyone other than themselves.
Right.
They're okay with the idea of being saved by black women, white women, women of all other races. They're okay with the idea of being saved by men who give them the opportunity to come and be a part of this thing that's better than what they are. But what they're not doing is being complacent in the idea of finding their own solutions to digging their way out of the hole. And having one or two people that are speaking on it with the idea of inclusion or exclusion of certain people within the black community is also a problem. We cannot build as a black community if we want to throw out this group of people or throw out that group of people or tell these people that their opinions are invalid even though they're black because they're mixed race or because they're queer or because of all these other, incidences. And I think that those are the things that we have to focus on. The goalposts can't constantly be moved in this conversation whenever black women start to make a point for the sake of black men feeling like they need to be able to dismantle that in order to talk about how they've been hurt.
Right.
We get that. We have
Cynthia
to.
G. White supremacy, does it exist?
Now, for Hope was right on point right there. I just wanted to say that.
In your world, and has it affected black men?
Absolutely, it exists. And black men have worked in tandem with white supremacy since they've been in contact.
Ain't that funny, Tiffany? Ain't it cute? Ain't that funny? Doesn't that just tickle you that they thought the white woman was going to save them? Ain't that funny?
And this is why I say in the black community, we have very disingenuous, very dishonest discussions, especially when it's regarding black men, because we do have a black male worshiping culture. So what we do within that culture, and Umar Johnson is showing it today, is absolve black men from any accountability for what they've done. Number one, we wouldn't be in a system of white supremacy had it not been for black men. So if you want to go all the way back to history, then let's go back to history when black men were selling their own people into white supremacy. Let's go back into history when 16 years off the plantation, black men were worried about a war being waged on them. They were worried about getting access to white women. That's what you were worried about. And it's interesting. There's a reason why I feel like Umar focused mostly on me and Hope attitude, you can't accurately answer the question. He mentioned names, not accomplishments. And the reason being is because
I think he mentioned those names specifically because the accomplishments of those people don't have to be explained.
No, they need to be explained. Shut up, Tammy. I don't know about you, Cynthia, but Tammy pissed me off right there because I'm like, no, you're giving them an out. Stop rescuing. But she loved to be caping for nakers. She loves to cape. She is such a mammy. I get annoyed watching her sometimes. Like, I'm glad that they got Cynthia on there and then they got more fiery because Tammy is just too. I could understand being agreeable, but Captain save a naker? I don't got time.
Right, but those accomplishments are also accomplishments.
Grown ass man, grown men that can defend themselves, grown men that can talk. She didn't have to say shit. They could have said, for example, blah 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 blah, did this that and the third. But she went, their comment may speak for themselves. Nobody was talking to you, Tammy. Shut up.
Speak negatively about, specifically the civil rights movement and how damaging it was to Black people. But now he wants to sit here and say the very people who are accomplishing something beneficial when, in his own opinion, that wasn't beneficial and did more harm to the community than good. So I think that because we're having such a dishonest discussion where Black men don't want to take accountability for what they've done. They want to be the victims of society, but then they want submission from the women. The bottom line is I'm not willing to deflect from the fact that, number one, Black men are the greatest non-white contributors to white supremacy.
So
let's just be real. White supremacy couldn't even exist without Black men's compliance. They're always uplifting biracial children and trying to assimilate. And that's why I went back to the notion of the only time Black men truly feel like there's a war against them is when they feel like they're being punished for something white men do. At the end of the day, y'all dropped the ball. You're blaming white supremacy on your failures. We already know there's oppression, but Black women are double oppressed. We have more barriers to face. You have male privilege in a patriarchal system and you can't even get it right.
I know that's right.
Dr. Umar, I think we all know your stance on interracial marriages.
Absolutely.
So please acknowledge what
the
rest of what Cynthia G has said.
Absolutely. I'm not sure where Sister Cynthia took history class. If you know anything about the transatlantic.
I'm not sure. He's so sassy with it. I'm not sure where Sister Cynthia G took. What did he say? I'm just mad that he twist his neck with it, pop his mouth and all that, shit.
Slave trade, the transatlantic slave trade.
There he go. He trying so hard not to go back side to side with that neck. That neck. Hold on, he got that neck action. Well, I don't know where Sister Cynthia G.
The bottom line is I'm not willing to deflect from the fact that, number one, Black men are the greatest non-white contributors to white supremacy. Let's just be real. White supremacy couldn't even exist without Black men's compliance. They're always uplifting whiteness, biracial children, and trying to assimilate. And that's why I went back to the notion of the only time Black men truly feel like there's a war against them is when they feel like they're being punished for something white men do. At the end of the day, y'all dropped the ball. You're blaming white supremacy on your failures. We already know there's oppression, but Black women are double oppressed. We have more barriers to face. You have male privilege patriarchal system and you can't even get it right.
Dr. Umar, I think we all know your stance on interracial marriages.
Absolutely.
So please acknowledge what the rest of what Cynthia said.
Absolutely. I'm not sure where Sister Cynthia took history class, but if you know anything about the transatlantic slave trade was a European enterprise.
I'm talking about the sub-Saharan. I'm talking about the sub-Saharan slave trade. You should go look into it.
Excuse me.
You address me, Umar. Go look into the sub-Saharan slave trade where Black men are trading their women and children for alcohol and tobacco.
May I finish?
Go ahead, Dr. Umar.
The transatlantic slave trade was a European enterprise. It was not an African enterprise. Although there were some chiefs who participated in it, by no means did they control the direction and extension of the transatlantic slave trade. So that's number one. Number two, black men resisted enslavement, not only on the shores of Africa, but right here in America. We celebrate Nat Turner, Denmark Vesey, Gabriel Prosser. There's literally hundreds of documented attempts by African men to liberate not only themselves, but their women and their children. So to act like we just sat there and were complicit in our own oppression is absolutely ridiculous. The other point I want to clarify for your information, Cynthia G, you've never, ever heard me condemn
For
the
your
civil rights
information.
movement. The good Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. is a hero of mine. And despite me being a Pan-African nationalist, I take issue with other black nationalists who do want to dismiss Dr. King's accomplishment. The civil rights movement was necessary because it removed a psychological scar that's suggestive of racial inferiority. So you've never heard me deride the civil rights movement. I support it, although I took certain issues with it. The bottom line is, when black women, black girls, black boys listen to this conversation we're having today, they're going to be confused because they hear two brothers speaking of a greater context to the problems that affect black men, and you hear two intelligent, beautiful black women who want to keep scapegoating black men while ignoring the historical and contemporary systemic challenges that are constantly placed in our way. I'm going to say this and be quiet, Sister Tonya. I got to give you this. There was a recent piece of research, Tammy, that came out.
Don't they always scapegoat black women though? Like, ain't they always scapegoating black women? I just wanted to add that in there.
And the research said a black man with a master's degree, they did a study. They had white males who had come out of prison apply for jobs. They had black men with master's degrees, Sister Tammy, apply for the jobs. And guess what? The white males with prison history and no education were called back more than 75% of the time than black men with no prison history and a master's degree.
Oh my God.
I'm aware of that. I am aware of that of that survey. I am. Hope, I saw you give Dr. the side eye.
It's only because you have 1,001 clips on the internet, but I know for a fact that one of the things that I was offended about in doing research or just seeing you on the internet is that you have definitely talked about your disdain for some of the practices of Dr. Martin Luther King. So to sit here and gaslight us as if most of us have not seen.
That's not true. Find the clip.
Wow.
Well, Dr. Umar, you yourself said you
in denial.
Just seconds ago said you did find some things in the civil rights movement problematic.
I'm trying to
the movement, and I still support it.
Everyone supported it.
Every time I'm in Atlanta, nobody. I have never been
as a black person.
If we're going to have the conversation, let us be honest. Let's not misrepresent.
You're the only one not being honest, Umar. You're not being honest.
Find the clip. You don't have to argue about it. You don't have to argue about it.
You just admitted to it. We don't need
it. 60 seconds left on the 60 seconds left on the segment. We won't be able to find it.
That was a good one, Wisdom. Listen, I loved this. I wish that Umar and Cynthia could have went back and forth some more.
On this show, but Hope, finish. Hope.
Essentially, whether we find a clip or not, things have been said, and you know that you've said controversial things. Once again, we see you moving the goalposts when you find
controversial according to who?
We find
where is the school, sir?
My thing is you and Cynthia can have
the school.
Dynamic, but I give you
the school is controversial, sir. Where is it? Can my son go there now? No, he can't.
You've never made us fix speech, so please don't interrupt me. At the end of the day,
you interrupted me as well. Let's be fair.
I did not.
Yes, you did.
Oh my God!
In a space where black women are making a point,
and they're being kids, they're being childish. No, you did it. No, you did it. You did it first. No, you did it. No,
more important to the
It's not about you being a woman. It was about you being incorrect.
What is black women?
It's not incorrect.
You were incorrect. You were incorrect. I didn't have the issue with a woman. You were incorrect.
Well, let's all breathe in, breathe out, and I'll take a commercial break. All right? We'll take a commercial break. And I'll be right back to wrap this up on the
he
business.
is such a. Oh my God!
Welcome back to Business of Being.
See, I mean, look at how unprofessional, childish, I mean, he's just unhinged. Like I'm glad he calls himself King Kong consciousness, because that's what he acts like, an animal, an ape, an overgrown, like science fiction, freakazoid ape. That's what he acts like. That's what he is. So the name is quite fitting.
Being Black with Tammy Mack. I am Tammy Mack, and the business of being Black today is there a war being waged against Black men? Dr. Umar is getting it a little bit because he says the ladies are lying on him, and I suggest that you run through and roll through every interview and clip that Dr. Umar has to find the clip, as he would say. One thing I agree with you on, Dr. Umar, is a lot of times...
What did I call him? Didn't I say... I called him King Kong, right? What did I call him? I call him something different? Child.
When we have these conversations, we start comparing Black women to Black men, and we tear one down in order to make the other's point. And oftentimes when I have these debates on the business of being Black, I notice that is often the debate, to break the other.
Ooh, that was a deep one, Wisdom. Okay, sis, I see you, sis. I see you, sis. Yes, he sure did like this, them white women. He sure did.
Person down rather than build them up. But I do want to do some comparative questioning right here. Do Black men face more obstacles than Black women? Dwan.
I don't want to put it in a more or less. We face different obstacles. But at the end of the day, this is what we can say is true. Black women have a safety net that Black men don't have. If a Black man loses his job, like earlier, what they were talking about earlier, Black men have no accountability. What if a Black man don't pay child support? He gets his license taken away, he gets his passport taken away, and he can't get a job. So there's accountability there. When it comes down to when the Black man messes up, he's going to go to prison.
So why don't they stop messing up so
any other
much?
Race or any other sex. So we have the most extreme consequences, but when it comes to a safety net for when we mess up, when we're down in our life, there are programs for Black men. You can't go.
Yes, it is. I bet you something.
If the Black men with children, here are this list of programs that only men can get. But it's a whole lot of stuff out there for women. So what's happening, what I'm seeing right here is a lot of lies.
So you're mad that you were born with a penis. Well, why don't you just we advocate for men who want to be with men, like Kevin Samuel said. You can go be with a man if you don't want to be a man. I just don't understand why they complain about things.
Told, but a lies of omission. Omitting these safety, the fact that women have these safety nets that Black men don't have, and also omitting the fact that
women are nurturers. We are not supposed to be out here conquering, but we do anyway because we have to, because we can't leave it to men who want to rest in their femininity and be provided for and eat. Oh my God, he looks like he's about to do something down there, with his mouth open like that.
Out of all this, 3 out of 4 Black men still get married to Black women, and we still provide and we still do these things. So,
but Dewan, what Cynthia would say is, how come you haven't created your own programs?
Well, I personally created.
They create, they create gangs, the Bloods, the Crips, and all this crazy bullshit. That's what they create. Those are their safety nets. That's their social services. That's what they do.
I've written 2 books. You know what I mean?
You wrote a book.
Stupid. I also have a whole program.
They so stupid. So stupid.
How to communicate to your children and how to communicate to families, because my thing is about solutions.
We're talking about a safety net. They buy drugs together and take over blocks together and slang dope together and kill each other together. Tammy, that's their safety net. Tammy the mammy.
Yes. So the question becomes, how come Black men haven't created safety nets?
Black men, Nation of Islam created what they can create as far as safety nets go. Black independent organizations create.
Black independent organizations. He's so stupid. I don't know. I don't know how y'all sit up here and listen to these men that can't even enunciate.
Safety nets for each other all the time. I'm talking about governmental safety net. We can't go to the United States and say, hey, we need something only for Black men, because it doesn't exist. There's a whole welfare program coming out in Atlanta that's only for black women. Same thing in California.
They want to bring that up too.
Universal basic income that black women can qualify.
You're mad that you were born a man and you got to get up.
But do you believe that that's because black women came together and said we need a program?
No, the reason why they happen is because the white supremacist plays on this schism within black society, and they give one side greater gifts than the other.
Gifts?
That can lead to infighting.
What?
People who don't analyze what's really going on.
I need to open up the panel.
To see the result and not see
y'all ready to open up the panel? We're going to open up the panel when this is done.
Going on like it's always done.
The government tricks. What is he talking about? They're giving black women gifts so that we hate so we will hate black men. Is that what I'm getting the gist of what he's saying?
Let's elevate
he sounds
one
stupid.
group over the other and watch these two rascals fight each other.
Oh
That's what's going on.
I'm not sure that anything governmental is a gift, though, but hope.
That's how these knickknacks see it, though. That's the degenerate mindset. That's their reprobate mindset. Gifts. What is he talking about? What is he talking about? So welfare is a gift. Section 8 is a gift. Medicaid is a gift. That makes sense. Okay.
Then when we talk about it, a lot of those programs, especially the ones from back in the day, since we are going to do the history thing, were not just made for black women, but black women.
We only got, as soon as this is over with, I'm going to hurry up and get through the rest of this, and I will open up the panel immediately.
Access them because black women were the ones that were in the household that had to take care of whatever was left when the government did steal our black men away, or when black men did fall into the hands of white supremacy. But I also think that the question now is, if you don't see that those things are happening, if we're not seeing those things in influx, then what are the greater black male population doing?
Right, beautiful.
Force that these things happen. when women want things, especially when black women want things, we get up, we say something, we talk about it, we're going to talk about it till we're blue in the face and until we get those things done. A lot of the times what I find is that black men think that they can ride off of those things, and then when things come to pass and they're not put into the game plan, then you're upset. Then it's like, oh, well, we thought we were going to, why? You did none of the work. You sat behind me and you watched me rally and you do all of these things, and then you thought that you were going to benefit from it. And I'm sorry that I left you off, but honestly, when I was doing this work, it was hard to consider you, considering that I have to take care of you regardless in a lot of those spaces. But I also think that hit dogs will holler. If these don't apply to you, then let's talk about how you help them to apply to the people that they do and pull those brothers out of the struggle instead of trying to defend something that does not apply to you. If it don't apply, let it fly, and let's figure out how to pull everybody into that fold instead of defending a narrative that you don't even conform to.
Right.
Why are you?
When I always hear, when Dwan, when you were talking about the government subsidies that black women have, it always makes me think about the movie Claudine with Diane Carroll and James Earl Jones. And him being a man and having to hide him in the closet when the people came. So I do believe that it definitely was a setup for a letdown in the black community. Dr. Umar?
Yes, indeed. One of the problems with the conversation, not with you, Tammy, but the responses, they're so individualized. Nothing is being evaluated from a group perspective, or a community perspective, or a systems perspective, or an institutional perspective. The bottom line is anything black men want to do to liberate ourselves or our community, we can't do it without our women. And anything our women want to do to liberate themselves or the community, they can't do it without the men. It is not a competition. It should be a collaboration. But once again, some of us in the conversation are so filled with hatred for the opposite gender that we can never get around to talking about solutions. And in speaking of clips, Sister Tammy,
Umar is the only one filled with hatred, though. Wisdom said they don't know how to let it fly because I know that's right. It always applies. Right. And then Superflex said hope escapes being a black man. I don't think so. See, that's why I think when it comes to the trans people in this conversation, these types of heteronormative conversations, it's just, to me, I get why I'm lying. I don't get why they be part of it, but I guess.
There's one clip you might want to add.
I'm about to open up the panel, y'all.
Because it was sent to me by about 30 people several months ago, maybe even weeks, where she suggested that women, black women, should abort their black male fetuses because after
They wanted to
they
bring
would
that
not
up.
contribute to anything worthwhile in the black community. Could you ask her to clarify her comments?
I would
on
love
black
to.
women?
Well,
Black
I would
women
love to too,
needing
but we don't
abort?
have time. So, Dr. Umar, what I
Damn, they have
what
time.
you're working on so we can be a part of it.
Yes,
Cynthia, are you
this
done with your
Saturday,
book yet?
second
This
Purpose
book.
Walk is called the RBG
I
Family
don't even know what the
Festival
book's
right
supposed to
here
be
at
about.
601 East 17th Street,
I'm gonna
Wilmington,
read it.
Delaware. All free. Come out. We are looking forward to seeing everybody. Go to fdmgfestival.com to register for the free event.
Anybody,
And
nobody
please,
cares. All right. We just want to hear Cynthia's part, and then we got to see the. Okay, we gonna let
register
everybody
for my
finish.
new online video platform, www.drumar.tv. That's www.drumar.tv. And parents who need help with their children, special education, ADHD, psychiatric.
They always the goalposts. I hope you come up on the panel, Wisdom.
Reach out to me, 215-989-9858.
Dewan, please tell us about your book, Tell It Like It Is.
Tell it like it is, the art of loving communication. We can talk all day about bringing the black family together, but we're not going to have the black family together until the black family know how to talk to each other.
Oh, y'all was going in on. I seen who channel I seen on the community on their community tag to talk about. I think it was Themis and Thoth talking about. Oh, that was a choice he made with the mother on the cover of the picture. I was like, damn. I mean, the kids looking kind of biracial too. But this is a black family. Is this a black family? I mean, is it though? Do most black families look like that though? I saw that. I don't remember who. I think it was Themis. It could have been Yanni.
And where can we get the book? On Amazon?
We can get it at my website, breakthroughas.org.
Got it. Hope, please talk to me. Talk to me, sis.
So right now I have my book, Until I Met Black Men, available on Amazon or wherever books are sold. But also I want to bring attention back to Brittany Griner. She is still out there, and we have Black Feminist Future that you can follow on all platforms, including Instagram, that are helping to make sure that our sister gets home, because that's a huge thing right now that we're not talking about, that we're not discussing in the same way that we discuss when Black men are going through some of the same things.
Now, because this show is about the war waged against black men, Until I Met Black Men, is that a good thing?
It's a great thing. It talks a lot. What a lot of people thought the book was going to be was a read towards all the black men that I've met in my life, but what it really
But it is not.
It is not.
All right. Cynthia G, tell me about the content of your YouTube channel.
Well, if anyone really wants to know about why selective breeding will be the best thing for our community, then they can come to my channel where I explain that. I also talk about the dynamic between black men and black women, and black women's need to have standards, expectations, and boundaries when dealing, especially with black men, but any man in general. And open up your options too. Put you first. Stop thinking about black men.
Okay. And I'm gonna be thinking about my black man, Cynthia.
Go ahead. We know you will, Mammy.
And then some. So I'm thinking right now.
Go ahead.
This show is over because I'm about to go think up on something.
I can't enjoy you right now.
Right out of step, so am I, but I still feel how I feel.
You know what the weird thing about you saying that, beautiful, was she is a black man. But anyway, no disrespect to the trans. All right, everybody. First of all, shout out to Cynthia G. You did amazing. I appreciate you always just having black women's back in these conversations, representing this conversation, that side of that conversation just so well, just staying so poised, and she's just amazing. Like, shout out to Cynthia G. And Tammy the Mammy, I cannot. Umar died inside. But y'all come on and get up on this panel. Y'all can talk about your favorite part. What did you like about the conversation? What was frustrating about the conversation for you? I thought the shit was hilarious. I pretty much knew that it was gonna not be so good for Umar. He lost his shit. He lost it. He lost his shit, y'all. And Cynthia, once again, black women were able to articulate, give great talking points, make a progressive conversation, and black men lost their shit, deflected, and escaped accountability as they always do. And so the Black community will continue to be in the stage that it's in because well, I don't think so. I think divestment is something that is catching their eye. I think that that's going to be a tool. I think honestly, selective breeding, like Cynthia G said, I mean, whether it's to divest or to lock down our wombs, the end result is the same. No Black children being born, no Black males or females, boys or girls, men or women. And so we have to think about that. And when I think about this, and I say this to other Black people, I say, you know what? I think I love Black women and I love the Black community so much and the Black children so much that it's okay if I have to teach them a different way than we've been teaching them. And if dating out or not procreating, or maybe adoption, just another way of life, because getting with a Black man and trusting him to create a family with you and generational wealth, you to have a good life together, those chances are slim to none. And selective breeding, it's just the end result is the end result. And so that's where the Black community is if anybody's gonna click on the link, I'm ready to have y'all up here and we can holla. I really appreciate all 117 of y'all. I think it was like the highest was like no, they're not work. First of all, they don't even like to go get tested. They got monkeypox. They got, oh Lord, let me put up a banner before I just allow anybody up here, because y'all not gonna ruin this stream tonight. You will not. What's up, King? Are you gonna say anything? If not, you can get the fuck on. I don't got time
you
today.
doing?
Oh, I'm doing good. What's up?
Yeah, I got a quick question.
Sure.
Why aren't you addressing Dr. Umar's name? I mean, you look at your title. You didn't put doctor in the title. Why'd you do that?
It says I did. I don't know. I think it is on there, but why? That's the name of his channel. I tagged his channel. Why are you mad that I tagged his channel?
No, I'm saying, but like when you say his name, you don't address him as Dr. Umar Johnson. You just say Umar Johnson.
It doesn't matter what the fuck I say.
He earned that
Why are
title.
you care? You okay? No, he didn't. And are you on his dick? Do you want to go suck it?
Say he didn't earn that title. He has a doctorate degree.
I don't know. He doesn't. And I don't give a fuck if he did.
He doesn't.
What does that have to do with me? If
Because
he does,
you don't respect black men. You don't respect black men. That's why.
I don't care. Why would I care? Why would I respect black men?
The dude has a doctorate
Wisdom.
degree.
Let me give you a.
He's licensed to practice clinical psychology.
Hold on, before I add Lady Duet, sir. What does that have to do?
Can't
with the
even
conversation
address him
tonight?
by his name.
Sir,
by his title.
Sir, what does that have to do with tonight?
No, I'm just pointing out something. So that's it.
Whether I call
just
him
something
Dr.
that just a small little thing that I'm pointing out.
Or Umar, because he's an Umar to me. That nigga is a regular ass nigga to me. Who else needs rent?
That's the hatred. You see, do you notice what you just said?
Why does that matter to you? Why does
why
does that matter
why you call
specifically? Why does that matter to
why
you
you call him the
specifically?
N-word?
Because that's how I talk.
I'm saying what? That's how you talk. You sound like a white boy.
Yeah. I sound like a white boy. Okay, I'm a black woman.
Yeah, but that's what you just called him the N-word.
So
he's a doctor.
I call everybody nigga. Okay, I won't say it no more. Fine. For this conversation, I won't call anybody
don't say the N-word.
I'll call white people niggas. It doesn't matter to me. That's how I talk.
Nah, but you shouldn't be saying that word.
If you don't like how I talk, I call women bitches over here. I tell people to go suck dicks.
Yeah,
and I do a whole bunch of weird shit over here.
Say that
okay, but it don't matter. It don't matter. Why are you on my channel telling me what to do? Sir, why are you here telling me what to do on my channel? You don't like it, go the fuck away. Go suck a dick. Go find some pussy to eat. Go do something. Because you're getting on my nerves and you're not talking about shit. Like, what is the point? What is anything that you have to do?
Okay, let's talk real quick. Let's talk.
Okay, what do you have to say about the topic?
Who do you think won the debate?
Oh, well, I mean, Cynthia won. What's up, Lady Duet? How you doing, gorgeous?
Why you think Cynthia
Hi.
won this debate?
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah, hold on a second, because I ain't even talking to your clown ass no more. What's up, sis? How you doing, beautiful?
I'm good. I really
Okay,
came in on the ass end of what that nigga was just saying too.
thank
Like,
you.
what the hell is his problem? And he's talking about a debate. It was an open discussion. It was a panel. See, that's the issue with a lot of dumbass niggas that sit back and think that the opposition is an attitude or accountability is degrading or disrespectful. It's all a shit show. He actually came up here. I think he was saying he had an issue with you not addressing Umar as doctor. But lo and behold, if I was to get up here and say, "Oh, hello, all my kings," bitch, y'all ain't got no fucking royalty about y'all.
Right.
Let's be real. Like, you guys are being clowns right now.
I don't
Let's
even know what
really.
you're saying right now.
I know exactly what I'm saying. You don't
But
know
you
what you're
weren't saying
saying.
anything, King. You're not saying anything. Shenard. Your mama named you Shenard?
Nigga.
Yeah, I'm named after my mom. Her name is Charlene. Named after both of my parents.
We talking about you though. Y'all stay trying to
Yeah,
blame something on something that happened before y'all was even born. Just like old Umar was talking about in the 60s, where he cherry picked what he wanted to say to make black men's accolades seem more than what the hell it is. Let's be real. What are you doing now? Girl.
Hello. Yeah, here you go. All right, y'all can hear me now. My bad. I had unplugged my other microphone. But anyways, you see how he left because I guess they feel like they can intellectually take on one woman, but really, I mean, they can't take on me. Like I start cussing them out because it's no point in trying to have an articulate, intelligent conversation with them because they can't comprehend. They're not intelligent, sentient beings to me. Like
Yeah.
dumb. You didn't call Dr. Umar doctor. Who the fuck? I don't even care. So
They feel like if they know a bunch of big words that they actually can make a sentence that makes sense.
he didn't even know any. What the big word was? Doctor? Was that the
I
big?
guess.
Okay. Yeah, he ran. Nobody kicked him off.
Oh
You
my
know, and it's like
God.
when another young lady comes on here and we're talking, and it's like, what are you sitting there like we? I just want to know who raised these men. Like, were y'all raised by cave women? Because I don't understand.
And I mean, honestly, when it comes down to that, I feel like the environment and really less like to be real, you spend a lot less time at home with your parents to be quote unquote raised than you do outside with your friends or whatever type of social environment you surround yourself with. So they use that as a scapegoat. You know, it's always single mothers, so that's one of their little diversions from their own failures by blaming it on who they were raised by. Fuck what you were raised by. Like we were
But why
all
did
like,
your daddy leave your mama? Like, why are you not mad at your daddy? Like, and then why don't you try to be better than that? Why don't you try to break the generational curse and saying instead of saying why don't I don't ever want to be like my father? Why don't you? I want to be just like my daddy, a deadbeat that abandoned. You're gonna abandon your son the way your daddy abandoned you? You're a sorry ass, sick ass motherfucker.
it's just the way we've been indoctrinated into being black. It's always like a man can go into a dating pool, like just on a general aspect. A man can go out and start just dating, and he can tell a woman, I go and see my kids 3 times a week. I'm always there. I pay my child support. Let a female walk out on her kids if she's getting abused or anything like that, and she leaves. We will get told like I think Cynthia G and I don't remember all the ladies that were on that panel that day when she was discussing this. They brought up this situation, and I was like, yeah, it had to dawn on me for a second too. It was like, damn, we will really give guys a pat on the back for blinking. Like,
right.
What the fuck? They do
Right. Oh
normal
my God.
shit.
Real fast to add on to that, sis. This guy I was dealing with recently, he says to me, "Oh, I had my kids and I was raising them by myself for 2 years." I said, "And
Right.
so?"
I stopped
And
talking
he
to a
looked at
dude.
me and he went
That's
crazy. He said, "What do you mean?" So I said, "Man, that's your kid. Just like what the fuck? Like she was gonna take care of him if you was gone. If she ain't there, you gotta take care of him. Like what do you mean? You want a parade, nigga? That's what I said. You want a parade, nigga? You think that you're supposed to get a
exactly
fucking pat on the back?" And I'm like, "Okay, good for you. You raised 2 children on your own for 2 years. Great.
right.
And what? Women are doing that shit. Like what the fuck? I'm like, because you're a man, you're so, like, it just didn't make any sense to me. He looked like you. I wish I could have recorded it because I would have put that shit on YouTube. You should have seen the way he looked at me. He looked like he was drowned. You know how people got that surprise look when they drowned in water?
Truth
That's the face he
hurts.
gave.
Deer in the
That man looked
headlights.
like he was gonna die. When I said, I'm like, what the fuck? Am I supposed to throw a parade for you? Should I call the news? Shit, what
Because
the fuck? What do you want?
oh, that's a black man. What did she do to make you leave? Because I can't stand a dude to say I've never been loved. What you gonna do to love me the right way? That is like, oh my
What you
God.
gonna do to take care of these
Ew.
problems and these bills that I got, nigga?
What the
What the
hell? They expect people to be therapists. Like, what the fuck did I
like?
sign? Never gonna do that. I stopped talking to a dude like a month ago. He started like within the second phone call, I told him I was doing my hair. I don't like to do anybody else's hair like that. I will my homegirls or whatever. But the first thing he busts out and says, "Well, damn, you can do my daughter's hair. You know, my baby mama ain't shit." That was the last time I talked to that nigga because first
I
of
can't,
all,
yeah, they love to try to pit a one woman against the other. They
yeah,
love to do that.
I don't play that shit.
It's
Like,
2 nignogs in the back right now. Hold on, sis. We gonna finish and then let them come up.
all right. I really ain't have anything else to say except for that whole part with old boy. He kind of threw me off on a tangent, but
Well, he's
specifically,
back.
oh God,
Let me
nigga.
throw it. Yeah, let's throw him up here. What's up? We got Lawrence and then King. What's up? Lawrence first and then King. So wait, somebody got us in the back. Hold on. I had to throw y'all down. Y'all need to mute us in the back, please. Have everything, mute us in the back, and then I'm gonna add Lawrence back because I don't know who somebody had feedback. Lawrence, what's up? It's you with the feedback. What's up, Lawrence? I had to throw y'all down. Y'all need to mute us in the back, please. Oh my God.
See?
Mute us in the back, and then I'm gonna add more. Freaking stupid as hell.
Right.
They're just dumb. They just stupid.
It's embarrassing. It is
Right.
so embarrassing.
What's up, Shenard?
Yeah.
You on the mic?
Can you hear me? I didn't leave. I didn't run. I don't know if you kicked me off.
You did leave. Okay, anyway, nobody kicked your ass off. They love to come in front. Bruh, I don't kick nobody off. I always drop the link and I don't kick nobody off and I will tell them I'm about to kick them off. So shut the fuck up and shut your pussy ass up and holla at your girl. What is wrong with you?
Say what you want to say, nigga.
You a pussy ass nigga. Don't let the pretty face fool you. I'll cuss a nigga the fuck out. I do not care. I don't care if this child, I don't care. I don't give a fuck. You are on the wrong channel for giving a fuck. Why are you cowering down now like a little pussy ass nigga? The fuck you come here to say?
I just want to get your perspective on that debate. I mean, you're doing
He left again.
See, he must have a fucked up signal.
He doing that. No, he doing that on purpose. He trying to do that on purpose to make me look like I'm kicking him off because he did that. I'm literally got the blunt in my hand and the blunt and the lighter in one hand and my hand on my knee, leaning over, listening to his stupid fucking ass.
Oh my
and he
God.
gonna click the link. They trying to perform. These motherfuckers on YouTube hate me, yo.
But they're used to doing that. They're clowns, so they're used to performing.
Clowns.
They're used to performing.
Right. You
they
right.
Just gaslight and that's it. They run away. They throw a rock and hide their fucking pussy ass hand. That's what they do.
Right.
And if you want to talk about the fucking quote unquote debate that y'all asses feel like was a fucking debate, but it ended up having to go there because Umar he was spooked when he saw Cynthia's face to begin with. But either way, he keeps talking about men being, even when he mentioned the transatlantic slave trade, which was bullshit because she kept saying the sub-Saharan, but he stayed on his own bullheaded mind. So he wanted to continue to be in his dumbass demeanor and push on some bullshit that still ended up coming back and biting him in the ass if the niggas was really listening to what the fuck he said. He was saying even within that slave trade that there were black men participating in it. You fucking weirdos. I can't stand y'all. That is so fucking dumb.
They can't. I just want to have a conversation about what black men are going to take accountability for, like, because black women didn't do everything. So I just want to know: is there one thing collectively that black men can collectively, as a collective, take accountability for? Like, because I don't think there's one thing I've ever heard black men say, "Oh, we're accountable for that." They're not accountable for single mothers, poverty, the crime rates. They're not the black femicide. They're not. They're not.
They're literally doing it. They're literally committing like black females genocide right now. They kill our asses and we protect them because it's about to save the face value of the black community. And they say, and he had the nerve to say black men can't do anything without black women. That's a fucking fact for sure, because if your baby mama ain't doing it, your sister, your mama, or your auntie, somebody's doing it for you while y'all pussy asses go inside a prison and come out like y'all fucking penitentiary fucking professors, like y'all know shit and don't know a fucking thing. Either way it goes, he had the nerve to flip that back around and say that black women can't survive without black men. Like shit. I make so much more money. Yes, I make so much more money when I'm not in a relationship with some bum ass nigga. And I literally, Lawrence,
go ahead,
nigga.
Boo. This dumb ass talking about y'all gonna let me on first.
Girl, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna jump down. I'm gonna jump down.
No, you can stay up here, sis.
Okay.
Okay. You come back when you could come back.
I ain't not for scaring him, so I will let him,
They gonna have to. I scared them too. You hear the way I talk to them? I'll go tell them to suck a dick in the car. That's probably why they come over here. They like that domination shit. But anyway, hold on. Let me bring his old dumbass on here that don't know how to fucking follow directions and not have us echo it in the back.
All right.
Hello, you on the? You got us echoing still? Hello. Okay, I think he fixed it.
How y'all?
I know this voice.
It's still echoing. He's fucking.
He's on his live. This dude is retarded. Anyways, what do you want?
I'm here.
Say
what's going
whatever
on,
the fuck
Joyce?
you came on here to say, bruh. What you come on here to say for?
Why do black men need to be respected? Why do black men need to be respected? Let me give you an opener. Please explain to us, why do black men?
So what I'm trying to ask is, I mean, I understand you guys' perspective on the.
All right, I'm
going to talk about myself a little bit. I was raised by my father.
Yo, you got feedback. So what you need to do is get off of your live stream, because I know you're trying to get famous off of Bossy. I'm done. He can't come up here because he's trying to get famous off of my shit.
God,
I know who the fuck this is talking to me right now, and you can't get no fucking recognition. You talk about, let me just start by talking about when you were 5,
his
bro.
family. Oh my God! Like really, the microcosm. It's a whole fucking rest of the world out here. Oh my gosh, boy! Don't nobody give a fuck about what your granddaddy did for you.
I can't with black men. Back when I was, my daddy was born in 1976. Okay, and what does it have to do with right now, nigga?
He raised the ain't shit ass son that get on the fucking internet and don't know how to follow directions.
It's not even no Gold Sheen Obsidian. It's not even McDonald's Wi-Fi. He's probably got latency because he's trying to entertain his audience. He's got me. He's listening to me, but he can't. You feel me? Like he can't do what I'm telling him to do because he's trying to entertain his audience. And his setup is like, I know who this is talking. He trying to come over here talking to me all the time, and now he trying to pretend he's not who he is. So I know who it's not even McDonald's Wi-Fi. It's just him trying to get fame off a Bossy name, and it's weird. Like, send a fucking super chat, dummy. You know, I'm no free promo over here.
He's a fucking clown. I literally came across your page. This is my first time hearing you, but I subscribed immediately. Like,
thank you. I appreciate that.
I love the way you're giving it to these niggas because they really ain't shit and they need to hear it. They've been hearing that They've been hearing that they're kings from us for so many people that look like us, because that's why they approach us in this type of domineering type of way. And it's like, well, you better at least call him doctor. What the fuck is wrong with you?
He ain't my doctor. The fuck? Calling him
He's
doctor.
no one's
He studied
doctor.
hard for that. I don't give a fuck if he studied hard for me to call him a bubblegum, motherfucker. I'm not gonna call him what the fuck I want to call him.
He look rusty as hell. He need to be seeing a doctor his fucking self. Dr. Umar does not look fucking healthy.
Listen, these niggas need to go their own way and leave us alone. Lawrence, go your own way, sir. Go your own way. They're coddled, right? They're entitled. They're coddled, right? I can't. I don't want to. I just can't with them, because you can't even have a productive conversation. It's like I have this. It's like different. I be swearing that like I'm living in the Matrix or something, because it's like the same conversation with every dude. They say the same stuff. It's like I'm talking to the same person over and over again. It's like deja vu or some weird shit. It's like, haven't I talked to this stupid dumbass nigga before? No, different stupid dumbass nigga.
They're shallow. They don't have any critical thinking skills. Like, if you are a victim, if it's been a victimization situation since you guys started, like, when is this war going to start? Like, right now, there's a whole political situation where we got white people really, like, we treat politics like it's the parents having a conversation in another room. Because before you're a black man, you're a fucking American. So you can't sit back and make this situation about, oh, they pushed me out of the home. Oh, then I like, what the fuck? They pushed me out the home and then they put me in jail. Like, what?
Right.
What the fuck?
My thing is, why can't y'all outperform social services? Like, y'all can't even give a bitch bare minimum? Is that what you're saying?
Niggas don't even feel like, they don't feel like paperwork.
Are you listening to yourself talk, bro? Like, don't say that to nobody else.
They have the nerve to talk shit about a woman. Oh, she's living off the government. At least she goes up and does all the little stipulations that they make them do to survive. Like, what the fuck was she supposed to do? If you were doing so much, then she wouldn't have needed that little couple of $100s from the state in a free rundown apartment.
My thing is that when they say that, what they're saying is they can't even give black women bare minimum, is what they're saying.
Yeah.
It's so sad and pathetic. And this is what they want black women to submit to, is not even be able to get bare minimum. So we just have to submit to living up under bridges?
Mm-hmm.
The fuck? and asking random strangers for sandwiches and quarters and shit? Yeah. That's what black women have to submit to? I can't with black men. I just want them to have something. I just can't. So anyway, anybody else want to join the panel? I'm gonna drop the link real quick, and if nobody has anything else to add, we're gonna probably try to wrap it up real soon. I mean, I think Cynthia G did an amazing job. Black men, Umar's stupid ass basically did the same emotional deflections that black men always do. And you think it's for him being a doctor, if he is a doctor, and he did earn a doctorate, you would think that he would actually have been able to have a progressive conversation. You would think that, you know, but he acted just as emotional and irrational as other uneducated black men who read and comprehend on a level of a fourth grader. So, you know, that's saying a lot. So even when you educate these nignogs and they still have the mind of a degenerate. I can't say because yeah, they're going anyway.
I agree.
Right. They obviously living off the government too. They costing the economy $50 billion, right? They're dying alone. You know? They're dying alone too.
They literally live off the government. They spend most of their time inside of prisons where they get 3 hots and a cot every fucking day. And then ask us for money on the outside, and then get out and want to terrorize the people that didn't help them while they were fucked up from their own bad issues. They are fucking animals and clowns.
Right. Gold Sheet Obsidian. Listen, you talking about, she said, you ain't you supposed to take the baby off the breast after a year? Mammy's got grown men hanging off the tits. Listen, Tammy had these grown men on her titty on that conversation, because I don't know why she jumping in. Well, he said defending grown men in conversation. Like, he can't, they don't even let black men defend themselves in conversation. Let me see what Diana Prince wants to add. Let me put up my banner just in case, because people be hating on Bossy and doing craziness. What's up, Diana?
Hi, this is my first time on your on your channel.
Oh, well, welcome to the family, sis. How you doing? And thank you for coming. What did
Thank
you have
you.
to say?
Oh,
Yeah,
I
you're welcome.
listened. I thank you for having me. I listened to that whole Dr. Umar and Cynthia G live as it was happening. And he cannot handle educated, intelligent Black women telling them the ugly truth about themselves. Because anytime a man that thinks like Umar Johnson gets in front of a woman like Cynthia G, it's like looking into the mirror and he don't like what he see.
Right. That is very true. I'm glad you added that. Were you finished on then? If you were, we'll go over to wisdom.
Oh, I just wanted to say he's just delusional and he's using his psychology doctorate as a flex because he's not doing anything with it. I mean, how many people have Black male sons that were infants or little toddlers when he said he was going to build that school that he's never going to finish building?
Listen, he was old boy that was just up here was acting like that was his doctorate degree. Like I wasn't calling him doctor. So I'm like, what do you want, Dr. Umar or something? Is that your man? Like you want that?
I mean, but
to
they
be your
always
boyfriend?
trying to
Anyway.
equate themselves with other people that are like degreed up, but then they act like it's their
Right.
degree. Like, but you won't even. A lot of them can't even read past the first grade, let alone write, read, or spell. So it's like
Right.
you want everything without doing the work, and then anytime somebody who's Black has an inkling of that, you want to latch on like a succubus.
Yeah, because there's dick suckers, literally.
Right. That's why I told him to go suck his
Basically.
dick because you need to get off of Umar's dick, bruh.
Yeah.
His name is Dr. Umar. Boy, if you don't get
They are so turned on by power. They are turned on by power.
Well, why
Their
don't they
asshole
get them
gets
some then?
moist.
Why don't they get some lady duet? Why don't they go get some power then?
They out here trying to.
They don't want to.
They popping that ass right now. Look at Lawrence. He is popping ass for Umar right now.
Oh yeah, he mad. He big mad. What's up, Wisdom? Get on into this conversation, sis. How you doing tonight, beautiful?
Hey, Bossy. Hey, ladies on the panel. How y'all doing?
Hi.
We doing
Hi,
good.
fine. Good. I just wanted to say, Bossy, I love your channel. You know I do, girl. I love your commentary. And listen, Lawrence down there talking about all y'all do is talk. That's what y'all been doing for the last 60, 70 years. When you gonna produce, bruh?
Yes. Yes.
Right. I think men should be. I'm getting ready to start a series on this channel called "Men Should Be Unseen and Unheard," because they should be. Y'all should be working, getting resources, so that y'all can provide for families and women. Okay, y'all have no business on here trying to be seen, trying to look pretty, being rappers. Y'all don't need to be running behind footballs. Y'all need to be going out here learning something, building something, creating generational wealth. I'm tired of listening to these niggas running around doing regular ass shit, thinking they pretty and shit. Y'all supposed to be out here building something. Since y'all say, "Oh, well, we build the world that y'all live in," okay, well then let me watch you build it, mother. Ooh, I'm undone. I can't.
Talking about we
But
don't
thank you, Wisdom. I
respect
really
Black
appreciate.
men.
Yeah, I really appreciate you acknowledging the channel like that. I love your channel too.
Oh, well, thank you,
Y'all
girl.
make
You know
sure y'all
I'm shy
subscribe
at
and check her
heart.
out. Yeah. But I'm just tired of these dudes. Like I'm tired of these men with these microphones. I think they need to just get on. I'm just tired of them. They like, why are we listening to them? They don't know what they're talking about. They're all saying the same things, and then when they have the same, they regurgitate the same tired ass invalid talking points. Like oh, they're having babies by 20% of the men. That's not even true. But even if it was, would that make it any better? Even if it was true, like. It's just like, how are we going to solve the problem, Black men? Are y'all just going to keep pointing fingers everywhere, saying that everybody else is the problem? Like, why can't, even if Black women did accept accountability, it takes two to tango. It takes two. So if Black women accept our accountability and what we did, what are they going to accept? What are they going to be accountable for? That's the conversation that Tammy should have been having. So y'all need to go, Cynthia. I know you're watching, sis. Please tell Tammy to have that to be the next topic of discussion. And if y'all need Bossy to be there, I got you. No, I cuss too much. They're gonna be like, Bossy, you have to stop saying that word. Damn it.
Shit.
And first of all, this ain't what's his name, Denise Spermling. First of all, respect is earned, not given. Okay, shit hard. So yeah, we don't respect you. Cause what are we respecting here?
Right. There's nothing to respect. We got Kay Jammy in the back. Let me see who this is. What's up, Kay? How you doing tonight?
Hello.
Hello. How are you doing? Did you want to say
I
anything tonight?
can't hear.
Kay Jammy?
Um.
I hear you. Can you hear us? She's muted up now. Kay Jammy, did you want to say something?
Yes. Hi. Oh my God. It was my AirPods. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I'm new to
How
your
you doing?
show. I'm good. How are you guys?
We're good.
Well, for one, I hate to sound like I'm yelling down the echo chamber, but I noticed that during the conversation, it was like as soon as Sinji or Hope would say something that was, let's say, valid, they would always say something regarding their emotional stance while they were saying it. It's like, oh, who hurt you? Sir, nobody could have hurt her, but it deflects from the fact that what she said was valid. And then on top of that, it was like,
I don't even think they're making that stuff up though, because Cynthia was very calm, cool, collected, poised.
exactly.
And I think that they just make that up out of thin air to try to get this bitter, angry black woman narrative going. So yeah, you're right about that. But continue, sis. Yeah.
And then they also try to make it seem like the white man's money is greener. I think I said that in the chat. It's like, oh yeah, well, black women have all of these programs that are provided to them. They get gifts and all these other things. And it's like, okay, but are you providing that for yourself? And then they always try to take it to an individual level. Oh, well, I do this, I do that. Okay, but in the grand scheme of things, what are you doing as a collective? And the collective is doing absolutely nothing.
Right.
Nada.
Absolutely nothing. And so they're looking for the handout as if you couldn't put your own money into your own program to do something on a large enough level to where you would be acknowledged for doing something within the community. Whereas they want someone else to give them the money to fund the things that they want to do. And it's strange because, as you can see, black women are always making the strides to better themselves, better their families, better the community. And black men constantly do the things that hold us back. So
That's right.
that's
That's right,
mostly
sis.
the gist of the thing
Yeah.
that I wanted to say. And I love your channel so far. This is my first time on here, so
Thank you.
I'm
Thank you.
subscribed and everything. So I'm glad to be in a new space.
I'm glad y'all are here, yo. Like they've been hiding my channel, man. But I'm glad I'm getting out to that algorithm now. I appreciate that, and I'm glad to have y'all here. Please stay.
Oh, I'm saying I subscribe, so
Okay,
I'll
good.
be here. I'll be here often.
How you gonna love my stream? Go watch all my live stream, girl. It
Listen,
gets
you talk the same way that I talk on a day to day. You got to code
okay.
switch every now and again. But when you said, nigga, what?
I can't because I don't have. See, I don't have. I've lost. I don't care anymore. Like I really don't give a fuck about men in general, but black men because I feel like as a black woman, they've disappointed me the most. So of course I'm gonna have a little bit more smoke for them because I know I know it's more intimacy with that group of men than more other types of men. So they want to get upset when you talk to us this way. Well, this is what you've done to black women. This is what you've done to black children. This is what you've done to our community. So there's gonna be some passion when you're speaking to a black queen, when you're speaking to goddesses, because this is just the passion that we have because you've abandoned the love that we have for our community. And I think that they have to answer to that and they don't want to. They're trying to escape the reckoning that Cynthia G has been saying, it's the black male reckoning, and they're not ready for that. And so they're running scared and they try to come on and have conversations with women, but they're not intellectually there because they've not taken advantage of the education. Oh my God, we cannot have you on here tonight, chaotic truth, Lord.
Oh no, 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 no. No, I'm gonna mute up for that one.
Oh, I'm gonna let him on real fast just to see. Because he's
Who
not
is
so
that?
bad. He has a channel. He's not very art. He's an eggnog. But I'm gonna see what
Oh,
I don't have
Jigaboo.
much. Yeah, I'm not gonna give him much play tonight though, because I just want to see if he's gonna actually have a real conversation tonight. What's up, chaotic?
What's going on? I saw that you were live and I wanted to come on your panel because you were talking about Cynthia G. Now, if you know, I made a 4.5 hour live stream about the great Cynthia G in her classic evisceration and mopping the floor of Dr. Umar. For 4.5 hours, I critiqued the video of their debate.
Sir, okay, go ahead.
I critiqued the video, and Boss Empryss, you're a little bit young, but you don't know this. I saw
I'm not
Jordan
much
play in the
older.
90s. I saw Kobe play in the late 90s, early 2000s. Rest in peace. I saw LeBron play. And what I
Oh my
saw
God.
was the equivalent of Jordan, Kobe, and LeBron wrapped in one. Cynthia G was tomahawk dunking on Umar Johnson. Umar Johnson was pretty much crying. A 6'5" Negro wanting the white man to love him, begging the white man to love him, not taking accountability for the black male, always blaming someone else for the black male's problems. And Cynthia G exposed him for the fraud that he has always been. And this is my second video of me exposing the fraud, Dr. Umar. He's doing a great disservice to the black community, particularly the black man. And it's time for the black man to stand on his own and not rely on whitey for help.
Not even white women either.
Not even white women. No, well, okay. Well, yeah, not even white women. But I agree with you. So I'm glad you're doing your thing over here. This is one of the only topics that I will ever simp for and come on here and agree with you on. Right is right. And she was,
why is it simping then?
You know I'm down to go back and forth with
well,
your
because
ass
they're going to
anyway,
call
whether
me
you
a
agree
simp.
with me or not.
Yeah, okay, go ahead. What do you want to go with me on? What's up?
I'm just saying you already know I'm gonna go back and forth with your ass whether you agree with me or not. So you don't have to agree with me to come on this channel. Like I don't care. I like pushback. But I appreciate you coming over here. Lip Gloss and Lashes in the comments said that she saw your video. She said it was very good. So
thank you.
My bad. I didn't expect that of you.
Yeah.
Sir.
Well, what's right is right. And what Cynthia G was right. And honestly, there should be no debate. Cynthia G came with logic and reasoning, a great sound of mind, and basically was pointing out things. And one of the things that caught me last night, or the night before, is what she said is 1 minute you are dogging, disrespecting, talking about you are a victim of white supremacy, but you fought to assimilate within the white supremacist system. I said, oh my. It was the equivalent of watching Michael Jordan in Game 7 of the 1992 NBA Finals, or Game 6.
What is you talking about?
Well, you guys won't understand. You're not men, so you don't understand. But nevertheless, put it this way: it's one of the greatest achievements I had ever seen. And salute to Cynthia G. I hope that it goes viral. And
I think it will. Yeah, I think it will. Yeah. I need Cynthia to be at 1 million followers already.
Yeah. And there was one thing that she said, and I'm glad she said this. And I got a lot of emails of men today that I don't even know who were mad at me. They said, "How you gonna take up for her?" And she wanted to kill black men. I said, "Sir, she clarified it in the video on Fox Soul News. She said that she is a proponent of selective breeding. I am too. Black people should be selectively breeding. That is what makes your race better. When you just breed indiscriminately and breed with whoever, you get the Tyrones, Pookies, and Ray Rays. You get these people because you're not breeding selectively with the right people. And truth be told, the intelligent blacks don't breed that much." Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, not only that, they're abandoning their children, leaving them in poverty.
100%.
The children are growing up a product of that environment.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, how could you really care about even your children at all? Like, why even have them born at all if they're just going to be born in the hood among just
Correct.
chaos and degeneracy, and so
Correct.
but yeah.
Well, ladies, I don't want to ball hog the panel. Bossy, you definitely are hitting home run after. You know what a home run is, right, Bossy?
I know what that is.
Okay, so you're definitely hitting home runs with this video. Guys, please hit that like button and salute.
Can before you leave, I just have a question for you.
Yes.
If you don't mind. And Miss
Go ahead.
Bossy, if you don't mind. Okay. I am actually familiar with the game that you're referring to, and I'm sure Bossy knows what a home run is. Anyone would know that.
Absolutely.
I just I was wondering why it, like, okay, hypothetically, if I was to walk outside and I tell you that the sky is orange and I get a bunch of people, like I have a room full of people that tell you that the sky is orange and you know it's blue, why would you call it orange just because the masses of that particular group within that room will call it orange? Which is
cognitive dissonance.
That's what you're suffering from?
No, not me. I function off of science and mathematics. My brain is absolutely perfect. But I feel like when other people do that, they are suffering from cognitive dissonance. They are suffering from an illusion that they want to believe is true because the masses believe it.
Okay.
When in fact, go ahead.
Perfect. I'm sorry, and I didn't mean to cut you off. I just didn't want you to get onto a tangent before I get to my point or forget it. Why did you suffer from cognitive dissonance when you mentioned that you would be simping?
Well, I was actually trying to be funny. I was actually trying to joke. Anytime a man takes up for a woman, other men will call him a simp. And even if he is in the right to do so, which I thought I was in the right to take up for Cynthia G, and I was called a simp, people were emailing me and DMing me. And I don't believe that the simp word was warranted in this particular manner. I was not trying to say that I liked Cynthia G. I was not trying to say that there was any romantic interest or whatever. I was just trying to say that her argument was perfectly sound. If that answers your question, go ahead.
Well, I would just hope that you would, if you got that little glimmer of light from what Miss Cynthia was saying on that panel, I'm hoping that you would kind of transition from this stagnant moment that you're in when it comes down to assimilating to the masses that you feel like you are associated with by saying that you're simping, you know?
I get you.
It's a moment to evolve. This is a perfect moment to do that.
Okay, I'm glad you clarified that. I see where you're going with that.
Yeah.
I'm glad you definitely clarified that. And I want to point out that Caraca, I'm probably saying it wrong because this looks like a Portuguese name. I want to say that it was a beautiful comment that you said earlier about you were just washing dishes and listening in. Thank you so much for being domestic.
Yo, what did you?
Go ahead.
What are you
You're
talking
being
about?
domestic too. He's being very domestic too. He came over here and said he's simping just for being actually right and acknowledging right stuff. So thank you.
Washing
thank
dishes
you for proving
is
our
domestic.
point.
Like that's weird.
Bossy, not only is washing dishes domestic, it is one of the most sexiest things that you as a woman can possibly do. I've said this to you before,
I
Bossy.
like washing dishes. I be singing and washing dishes.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
There's nothing like a woman's hand soaked from washing dishes. And
you know
Bossy,
what? I'm done with you. We're gonna have to get off my panel with this weird shit, bro.
well,
Don't
it's
go
not
there.
weird. It's the
Hold
truth.
on, I have a
I'm
question
sure he's
for
being
him.
sexy too right
Go
now.
ahead, Wisdom.
Right.
Go ahead, Wisdom. What's your question?
Okay, I'm trying to give you a chance here now. Now, I came across a few videos where you was on a panel and you mentioned about men getting younger than women. Can you clarify that?
Not only can I clarify that, I will say this a billion times. A woman's attractiveness is in her age. The 19, 20, 21-year-old girl working at Chick-fil-A who's working on her associate's degree is 1,000 times more attractive than the 34-year-old woman with a PhD and who is a member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated.
To who?
Who?
Because hold on,
I'm answering her question. Okay, go ahead.
Right, but I'm just gonna tell her real quick. I think women should be with younger men too. I don't think we should be with these old
I
crusty,
agree with
dusty
you.
nignogs no more neither.
Now, could you clarify what is a nignog?
You a nignog. Now, what was you saying, Winston?
Well, Wisdom was actually asking a question.
Okay. No, I get that, Bossy, but far as a man, they always go to the woman's age as if
Because it's
they
gonna
don't hit a
trigger y'all.
wall.
And they want,
Okay.
but they see that what they really want is younger, naive women who ain't gonna really expect much of them. They
Exactly.
want
So
young
that's
women
why it
that are,
triggers
yeah,
me.
I get it, but don't allow them to do that because
Mm.
another side of that is because I think a lot of women are kind of envious of younger women. And y'all know I'm an adult entertainer. I know I'm very beautiful, sexually beautiful, like desirable to men. So a younger woman, I mean, yeah, sure, a man wants that. I don't have, but there's still something better about
Yeah.
a woman of experience, and that's something that young men fantasize about. And so, if women can just stop competing with younger women, acting like younger is better because it
Yeah.
isn't, then
Yeah.
we'll be all right because I don't mind younger women dating older guys. Guess what? They're gonna be able to get some money and resources from them. Why are you dating dudes that just are young, just as young as you, don't got no money, just want to pump and dump? They ain't going nowhere in life. So I actually advocate for older men being with younger women if she's consenting, because I was always, from the time I was 18, I was dating men 35 and up.
Yeah.
So that's a 12 years age difference. And I think that that's appropriate, especially if a woman is hypergamous. And I think Black women need to worry about being hypergamous, especially because we
Mm.
need to build generational wealth for our community. So I don't think that we should be triggered every time they say that, because they're just doing it to gaslight you anyway. So allow your daughters when they're younger to date older men because they got money and they're going to spend it because they know they
Mm.
gotta keep that young woman happy. And if your daughter is being hypergamous and that's the reason she's dating older men, then you should encourage it. In my opinion.
Mm.
That's just my opinion though. What were you gonna say?
I was gonna
Either
I was gonna
go
ask
ahead.
Wisdom. Hopefully, I answered Wisdom question, or does she want to ask me an additional question?
No,
I
I'm
didn't
good.
say young girls, I say women, younger women, at least 18,
Right.
women that are adults.
Bossy, and I know you don't care for my acknowledgement of you a lot. I definitely enjoy, and to be completely honest with you, I've only really watched you about one or two times. And
Goodbye.
now, hold on for a second.
The lie.
Now, I liked your divestment episodes. I think that it is a great thing that a lot of Black women are divesting from Black men, and I encourage any woman that's listening. If you are not satisfied with a Black man, please, please divest. Uh, are you still there, Bossy?
Oh yeah, I'm here. I had
Okay.
somebody in the back.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
please.
I mean, I'm
Go
in
ahead.
support of Black women doing what's best for them. I don't think we should care very much about Black men anymore. I think
Yeah, I agree
because
with
I
you.
don't care about Black men anymore, I think the Black community is going to hell. I will admit that. I don't want that to happen, but I don't see Black men manning up and working on one accord with Black women to achieve
Yeah.
something better. So unfortunately, I don't have very much hope for the Black community. I do have Sharon Bracy in the back. What's up?
How you doing? My name is Sharon, by the way.
Oh,
Oh,
what's up,
Sharon.
Sharon?
How you doing?
Sharon, you don't have to cam up over here, man, for these ladies, man.
I mean, let the
I'm,
man
I'm
do what he
joking.
want to do.
I'm joking. I'm joking. But what's up, Sharon?
All right, I was just listening to the conversation. I had caught the conversation around when you was arguing with the young man, and you were saying you don't have to respect them. My only problem with it, I do agree that you don't have to.
Who said what? Wait a second. Who said that?
When
I said
it was a little earlier, he was y'all was going back and forth, and he was
I
like,
don't know who
y'all
you
was
talking
talking
about.
about
I
I
don't
think
know
his
who
name
you
was
talking about. You
Sherrod or
need to be
something
more
like that.
specific, sir. Did he
I
call
don't
you and
remember.
text? Oh,
I
did he
don't
call you
remember
and tell you
his.
to come over here? Is that your
No,
buddy? Is that your booty buddy? Is that your
no,
booty
he's
bed?
not.
Like, who? Be more specific, because I don't know what the fuck you
I think
talking
his
about.
name
Now,
was like.
Bossy, let's be
You shut up.
respectful
This my
now.
channel. You shut up. I do what I
Okay,
want.
sorry.
I think his name was like
Thank you.
Sherrod or something like that, or Shazard. He kept coming in and out, and he was on his live, and he was trying to get clout. You were saying,
Right.
right? So, what I was saying is that,
Hey
like,
guys,
yeah, he
have a
might
good one.
not,
I gotta roll
he
out
might
here.
not deserve your respect, but at the same time, I don't think he deserves to be disrespected as well. That's all I was.
But
How
he's
that
being
disrespect him?
disrespectful. So
Right.
what are you saying?
By not following directions. Oh my God.
Okay. What I do to you?
All right. So you're mad that
Oh
I
God.
disrespected somebody on my channel?
No, I wasn't mad at you. I just wanted to have the conversation about why you feel like you have to be disrespectful to him.
I don't really care to tell you why I do what I do on my channel.
No problem. I was just trying
None
to
of
have
your
a
business,
conversation
really.
since it was open
None
panel.
of
I
your
was just
business, really.
curious.
Oh, well, I'm just curious of why you telling me what I should do on my channel.
I wasn't,
sir.
I was trying to have a conversation.
I'm a
with you.
grown. Okay, I'm having a
I didn't
conversation.
tell you to.
Are you in? Okay, but I'm just asking you why you feel so comfortable telling me about how I should interact with anybody on my channel.
I didn't tell you anything. I was asking you about you. You don't need to be disrespectful towards me.
I don't think it was. I don't really care that I disrespect people over here. Get over it. We grown.
Hey, if that's how you
don't be on my channel. Don't watch the show.
No problem. I wasn't trying to beef with you, young lady.
I'm not beefing. I don't care. me being honest with you doesn't mean I give a fuck, sir. Like, why do black men think people care so much? I don't care. I'm just telling you how it is, and why do you like? I'm telling you. What?
All right, cool. Like, that's cool. Whatever.
Of course it is. It's my channel. I do what I want. It has to be cool. Otherwise, you can go away.
All right,
Boss. He came over here to protect his homeboy.
Right.
I don't know that young man.
Bossy, okay. Well, then why are you over here bothering a man who can defend himself and talk for himself? Yeah, that's why I said that much should be a booty buddy. That's his boyfriend. Y'all think I don't know what's up? I know what's up with these niggas. What's wrong with y'all?
Like, go wipe your asshole.
I don't get.
He texted him. I'm on Bossy. Here's the link to her live stream. She always posts a link. Yeah, y'all are weirdos. What do
she
you
keep
want,
kicking
sir?
me out. Go get him.
What are y'all in Discord?
Why do you think I know him? Just because you have an open.
Because y'all are weird.
I just wanted to have a conversation with you. That's all I was trying to do.
Shut up. Hold on. You know what's weird? You know what's really weird? You act like you didn't know what the fuck you was talking about till I said, "Sir, you need to be more specific." Yeah. So y'all want to play
because
stupid.
I don't.
Because or maybe you really are dumb. Hold on. You go in the back. It's Cynthia Miles. What's up, sis?
Hi, how are you? Sindra,
I'm sorry, sis. How you doing? I'm gonna add I would call him a gentleman. I'm gonna add him back in a second. But what did you want to add to the conversation?
I just wanted to add how it's funny how they want us to respect his degree as a doctor. I'm talking about Umar. And they don't respect ours. Our degree doesn't matter. But when it comes to a man, their degree matters. What's the difference?
True.
Right. That's very true.
Always, well, he's a psychologist. Who cares? There's plenty of women psychologists. Hence that other, I think she was a TikToker or whatever that the mammy got pulled down or lost her job. They didn't respect hers, but we're supposed to respect his.
I agree. And then also they don't even really respect degrees and things that black women achieve and get. So why the fuck should I? Like, they say we don't care about your degrees, so I don't care about whatever. He can wipe his ass with that degrees. It's toilet paper to me. I'll roll a blunt. Well, I wouldn't even roll a blunt and smoke that shit because I don't. Yeah. Anyway, Sharon, do you want to say anything before you go to add to the conversation?
Yeah, my name is Sharon, by the way, not Sharon.
Sharon, because you act like a
really
bitch.
Appreciate it. Why you? That is insane to me that I didn't come to you disrespectful and you being disrespectful towards me. That is insane.
You came over here about another man's nutsack, nigga. The fuck?
No, I came over here because you was having a conversation. I was talking about something.
No, you came over here
having a conversation.
You was over here.
What the fuck is your problem?
And I think that was me. No, why are you worried about that other man?
Yeah, because you being masculine for no fucking reason. When I'm just
it's my channel. It's BossyEmpryss TV. It's not sweet angelic.
All right,
cool. Pie.
So then I ain't gonna be sweet and angelic. I was just trying to have a conversation with you.
Anyway, Sharon,
Sharon,
what's up? What do you have to say, sir?
I mean, clearly you don't want to fucking talk about it. I was just talking about how
I don't like men and women.
I just wanted to talk to you about men and women having respectful
you need to spit out whatever the fuck in the respect that I have you up here and say what you need to say because I don't have patience for men. Y'all should be unseen and unheard and going to get me some fucking money. So I need you to hurry up and say what you need to say and then go. Because I don't really want you here. Say something that we want to hear or go.
You're right. I will leave. I will digress because
bye. I don't even like talking to men. You're not smart. Bye. Go. Thank you.
Now you see when you tell them, like, hey, say what you got to say. They want to deflect and go around. Like, listen, I can't.
Have nothing.
I can't
say nothing.
Right. They want to come on you. Why are they buying microphones?
Males with mics.
They have
Nobody
nothing.
want to hear them.
Literally came over here just to carry another nigga's nuts. Like, didn't even talk
Right.
about the actual conversation
He
that we
got
were
his own
talking
nut
about.
sector. I think he can carry it for himself. He doesn't need your help. Oh, I'm done. I can't with this.
But
Y'all see why I
was
don't
he
go
the
live no
one
more?
who asked if who won the debate?
Yeah. I'm like, who? Nobody
Okay.
was even debating. No. It was the guy that he was defending, I think, that asked who won the debate. Right?
Right.
I think it was the Lawrence guy. So your buddy texts you that they're so pathetic, these dudes. He don't then you go anyways, ladies, all right. So what do y'all want to have to say? Do y'all have anything that you want to point out or say about the whole entire conversation? How do y'all feel about the transgender person in the conversation? We didn't talk about that yet. Like, we've been talking about Umar and Cynthia, but how do you feel? I think that was something that a few people in the chat had mentioned. How do y'all feel about like transgender men or women? I don't even know, people being part of the conversation.
I think I'm sorry, go ahead.
I just feel like he's another man running behind a woman. Don't want to live in his manhood. So what he does is running into another woman, for another woman. That's it. That's what I feel about men like him. They don't want to face manhood.
I agree. I honestly do feel very similarly. A lot of the times. So yeah. It's like, cause like it's funny because somebody was like, I didn't know that was a trans person. Like, I think I'm not sure when they say that he's trans or when it comes up that they're trans, or I don't even think he says. I think they just talk about queer stuff all the time, but I can always tell when those people, like when you're talking to a trans person, you can tell because they're not all the way identified and identifying within the first person, but by their word choice. You could tell by their perception that they're not real women a lot of the times if you just pay attention to how they say things. But go ahead, sis.
I'm sorry. Well, I mean, I think that a lot of black men are already trans anyway. Like, in the real sense of it, if they're emulating female characteristics more so than the woman that was on the panel. I mean, when it comes down to people that want to live in,
they're more hypergamous than women are. That's for damn sure.
Right. So that's why I don't feel any type of way about someone that wants to kind of like, emulate the female figure when all these niggas are emulating the female's position anyway. So it doesn't matter here or there for me when it comes down to that. And I think that a lot of black men would prefer for it to be another divide and conquer situation when it comes down to transgender women or transgender black women, because when it comes down to white, I think they have their own kind of issues when it comes down to their disadvantages within that realm, because white is always going to trump when it comes down to the systemic thing or what the masses view it as, even though it's not, real. I think they have their own little issues to deal with as well. But when it comes down to her being a transgender woman, I think it was more funny that Umar was talking about beautiful woman and all this stuff, and he felt some type of way about it. I thought it was a key.
Oh yeah, I thought it was funny. I thought it was funny. I think that Hope did add a lot to the conversation. It's just, for me, I think counterproductive to our plight when we conflate what we are trying to do with trans all the time or queer all the time, because we're heterosexual women. And I don't mind them, being our advocates and our allies. In fact, I like it. But sometimes I feel as though when we have to have them be part of our conversation all the time, it gets us being cisgender, and there's some women who don't even like the term cisgender. Cisgender women, we feel like, okay, well, you're not even me, like you don't even really represent us, and it's like, okay, we get it now, hush. And we don't mean to be dismissive, but it's just like, we're women, we're born, you feel me, like it's like you're playing, it's cosplay for you almost, kind of,
It
sort
comes
of.
off as like misogynistic as fuck, but on like a weird way. It's like
Yeah,
ain't
that's
nothing more
Mm-hmm.
more degrading than somebody coming in and telling me that they can be me and that they're going to fight
Even if
for.
they
I
are
get that
advocating for
whole
you.
side of
Yeah,
it. I
even if
get
they
that.
advocate for women, I just feel some type of way. You're right, Lady Duet.
Yeah.
Yes.
I get it.
Right. That's why I refuse to use pronouns with trans. Sorry, but not sorry. Hope made a lot of valid points, but it's just they can't speak for Black women because you're not a woman. But she made Hope made a lot of valid points. So
right. And see, and for me, like I was just like, because for one of the things that I think that the younger generation, and this is slightly off topic, but it makes sense. These younger generations, like 14, 15, the younger girls, they're always talking about like sexuality. And I was talking with like a younger family member of mine a couple months ago. And they were trying to figure out their sexuality. And then they were talking about how we should defend trans people. And they were just going like trans women and how they're women. And I was listening to, she's 15, and I'm just listening, and I'm like, but don't you as a Black woman have your own issues? And then I'm thinking, you don't even know if you're gay or straight or bi or what. So I just think that everybody needs to worry about knowing who they are and fight their own battles. Because when we start saying that we need to fight trans women's, Black trans women's battle, and then talking about cisgender this and all, it just, look, we love y'all, but just know when we need our space, and we'll know when you need yours. It's about respect. Yes, we can come together on certain things, but we also need to be separate on others. And we don't need to be trans women to be part of certain conversations. I don't think they belong a part of the war between Black men and women right now, because I think that there's just way too much going on with trans people for them to be talking about what's best for the Black community, in my opinion. But that's
No,
just how I feel.
I agree with that. I agree with
I
that.
agree
But there
too,
should be a
Bossy.
second conversation.
Oh, okay,
yeah,
thank you.
They
God.
sh-
Yeah, because I
I
was like,
think they should.
you're gonna like me saying that shit. Go ahead.
No, I really think they should have their own conversation. And if she or he or they was gonna come up there, I would think they would have let that be known that this is a trans person, so that we can, I mean, so we can stare that way, like, okay, so this is a trans person, and instead of like we're thinking, we're led to believe that this is another woman. I mean, the conversation would have went in a different direction had we known that this was a trans person. Even with Dr. Umar,
Right.
Umar, he would have
Right,
probably
because there really was no real point in the conversation where they
right,
said, "Oh, I'm trans" or anything like that. You kind of had to. It was implied, but it wasn't blatantly, explicitly, set out to so everyone would know. So that to me is confusing. As so like I'm like, why is Foxhole doing that? Like when I'm watching, like I know y'all be wanting to hear my commentary about Sin and Umar, but sometimes I'm just like with little side things like that. I'm like, why do they keep putting trans people in these conversations? Like, not to say that they don't matter.
right,
It's just to say that right now the Black community we don't need to add that to it. It's just not time yet. I'm not saying we should never. I'm not saying it's not relevant. I'm not saying it's not important. I'm not saying that it doesn't deserve a delicacy and respect. I'm just saying it's not time for that right now. We are not
exactly.
there. There's too much other things going on, and they should respect that. And I just don't see why they can't. It's annoying,
I think
honestly.
exactly. They should just let us have our space. Let us have our moment, because this is really about us.
Hmm. And it needs to
Women,
be
or
about the Black
cis
women
women, like
like.
they like to call us.
Hmm. Right, sis. What was you gonna say, Lady Duet? Oh, Wisdom, and then Lady Duet.
well, I just
What's up?
find it funny how men can't tell the difference. Even when I first went into the Foxhole Live, I had my suspicions, but I didn't want to off the bat say, "Oh, that's a man." And afterwards, I found out, "Oh, that's a man." Okay, but it's the fact that they can't tell the difference.
I can always tell, and I think it's because I'm an adult entertainer and I listen, and then I think I do media a lot too. Like I have YouTube, and I'm always interacting with people. So I pay attention to how people are talking and perceptions and just different things. I think a lot of people. So I caught on real fast. I was like, yeah, I knew that was a
Hmm.
trans person earlier. Like I knew, because it only made sense with their pathology. Because y'all know I'm into psychology. Y'all know I'm a nerd too. So um that's how I was able to pick up on it so quickly. And I was just like, how y'all didn't really know, right? Y'all didn't find out till afterwards? Like that was
Right.
like a viral thing people were talking about? Wisdom?
Well, to me, that is telling me how vain they look because they're only looking on the surface. Like, oh, just because they play dress up like a woman, you
That's
still
true
can't
too.
tell, you know?
I can always tell, or I have my speculations if I can't. If I can't tell by the things that they talk about and the way that they speak, then I'll have speculations. But most of the time, I could tell very quickly. What was you gonna say? I think I saw uh Sindra. Or unmute first, and then Lady Duet.
Mhm.
Sindra, you first, and then we'll go to Lady.
Well, I mean, initially I couldn't tell. I think I listened to it more than watched it, so I couldn't really tell. I just went off the points that he made. So I couldn't tell. But when I went back and I watched the the replay, I could tell. I definitely could tell that that wasn't a natural born woman. So
Okay, yeah. Lady Duet, did you have anything you wanted to say about that?
Yeah, I agree with you guys about like, it kind of makes me think of like when it comes down to being in America. They're kind of like we're considered African Americans. Okay, so we have like the same way a trans woman is. That didn't change the fact that white people walk around and just say, I'm just an American. But we have to say cis woman and all that stuff. So I get the extra things. Like, I don't want to have to jump through hurdles just because you have a obstacle. You know what I mean? So I get that whole point of it. I feel like if they were going to include trans people inside of conversations, they have to distinguish it and not make it as though, okay, they understand the woman's plight, because they don't necessarily understand it, that they admire it. And I don't want to disrespect anyone in that community or whatever, but it is what it is when it comes down to the way Black men are, because that's really what the whole conversation on that whole panel was about. And I think that having other people that aren't necessarily Black women, which are so like the scapegoat for a lot of Black men, a part of that conversation, but distinguished away, like separate from Black women, but having them a part of the conversation, because then we can get to the common denominator, because they're constantly saying it's someone else's issue. Black women aren't this, so we got to go to white women. But then, like with Ray J, now white woman is the devil and all this stuff. It's always a victim. So if we put everyone in the room and then we allow us to have our own spaces within that room, have our own table, our own thing. We are women. You are trans. Own it. You don't have to be a man, but you can't be a woman. Because not because of how you feel or what I feel. I'm just saying it because of science. You are in transition. You transition to something. So you are trans, and I want you to be proud of it. The same way that we have to learn to be Black and proud, even though being a second-class citizen within this society. We couldn't just walk around and just say, I just want to be American. It sounds good, but it's not real. You know what I mean? That's not what it is. So I feel like we should take that same kind of stance when it comes down to conversations. And at the end of it all, the common denominator will be that Black men do bullshit regardless of the person that they're interacting with. That's my only 2 cents.
All right. I appreciate that. Yeah, I agree with everything you said, sis. I love the trans people. I love, the whole entire community. I have no problem with none of them. It's just, that's just my sentiment. All right. Well, I think we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up, everybody. We're gonna do final words. We're gonna go with, I think I keep mispronouncing your name, but Sindra, Lady, and then Wisdom, and then we'll be done for the night. So go ahead, Sindra. Final words, final thoughts, any other opinions about everything that we talked about tonight, the video, Foxhole, everything.
Well, I mean, this is my first time here, and I'm gonna say I as soon 5 minutes in, I was like, I have to subscribe. So thank you for that. Your commentary spot on. We still have a fight to go. We're still in this fight. I know we can have allies like the trans women, but I think it's our fight, and this has always been our fight. And I know the trans people want to. I mean, they always want to come and join in on our conversations about Black men because they have their own issues, but it's different. Their issues are different than what we have. All right. It's they're not gonna be birth children. They're not there. So we know what our issues are. And I just think that they should just be our allies and just stay there and let us fight our fight. And
I agree.
that's mine.
Thank you, sis. I appreciate you coming. Welcome to the family, and I'll see you next time.
All right.
All right. What's up, Lady Duet? Any final thoughts?
Yeah. All right. Just like the last commentator was, I'm very excited to be a part of you, like subscribe to your channel. I saw it on a post that was shared from Miss Sinji, and I jumped on and immediately loved your whole commentary, your whole flow of the conversation. Spot on. Women, protect your uterus. Fuck these niggas, but do not fuck with them. They are not good people. So I want to just leave with that. And thank you so much for having me on the panel. I really enjoyed it. Had a great time.
Thank you, lovely. I really appreciate that so much. That means so much to me. Thank you, Lady Duet.
Thanks.
Come back and welcome to the family.
Thank you. Bye, guys.
Bye. All right, wisdom over feelings, sis. How you doing, beautiful? All right, what are your final thoughts and commentary about everything? Cynthia and Umar, the trans, if you want to go back to them. What's up, sis? Holla at your girl.
Well, I'll just say Cynthia G was bomb, okay? And she need to keep bringing the heat, put her foot on their necks, okay? And I just wish Black men would get out the 60s, honey. We're talking about what are you doing today, or at least within the last 10, 20 years. But as always, I enjoy your commentary. I'm about to fuck up these tacos that I made. So that's why I've been in and out mute in the back. But no, keep doing your thing, sis, and I'm going to go ahead and jump down.
All right, beautiful. Love them tacos. Eat them up for me. Tear them up.
I got you.
All right. All right. And y'all check out Wisdom Over Feelings channel. Look, Black men did exactly what we expected them to do. And I appreciate thank you, Cynthia G, for sharing the video. I appreciate you. Cynthia G is always that GOAT. You feel me? She's amazing. She's highly intelligent, articulate. So I really appreciate her sharing the post. I appreciate everybody that's new here on the channel. There's lots of good content. I know you're going to enjoy it. I really appreciate the support. Black men didn't do anything that we didn't expect them to do. They do the same stuff over and over again. So I'm going to need them to switch it up because we know the playbook. We're not entertained. Black women deserve better. Black children deserve better. Okay. And what was the name? I think it was Are Black Men Under Attack? Yeah. Or Why Should We Care If Black Men Are Under Attack? I don't think we should care that Black men are under attack necessarily. And the only reason that I'm saying that is because do they care about having each other under attack? Because they want to point to the white man, but I have a hard time believing that they care about each other or this community. And so Black women, I don't know what our approach is going to be. I don't know if it has to be divestment, investment in ourselves, our children, or whatever it is, but there's something better out there, I think, for Black women than this. And all I want Black women to do is put themselves first, love themselves first. And with all that being said, I really appreciate each and every one of you. Stay beautiful, stay blessed. I'll see y'all on the next video. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, the like button, and the bell button so that you're notified when I make a post or go live. And I'll see y'all real soon, okay? All right, good night.
You had this other one, BossyEmpryss TV.
BossyEmpryss TV. BossyEmpryss TV.
BossyEmpryss in there.
Men don't respect anything that they don't invest in.
Bossy, what's your OnlyFans going for, Bossy?
Does he meet the basics of what I want? Pursue, provide, and protect.
It is the male's instinct to provide and be able to protect and all of that good stuff if they want to be able to procreate. Okay, so I just want to talk about how there is a divide in the Black community among the women in particular. Colorist men have turned me and other light-skinned women like me against our dark-skinned sisters.
Not on Bossy's content.
Hey, baby. I've been watching you for a while now. I gotta admit that I got a little crush on you. Hey, what's up, you guys? This is your girl. Who? BossyEmpryss. And on this channel, I talk about whatever I want. If you like my content, please come join us on the channel membership or join us on Patreon, where you get access to a community of like-minded women, courses, lessons, and much, much more. You can also support the platform by sharing the content, clicking the like button, the subscribe button, and bell button so that you're notified every time that I make a post or go live. If you'd like to contribute to the content on this channel, you can email me at BossyEmpryssTV@gmail.com. I would love to hear from you. It's always a fun and loving environment on this channel, so join the family. Please remember to always assume positive intent. Are you ready to go down the rabbit hole?